Possibly, but if it slows down, Onic definitely have the edge, and they have all the backup they require. Coach Yeb is in the building.
Well, let the games begin, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 in the Grand Finals, a full best of 7. And we're going in through dangerous grass. This is the drafting phase, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by the official gaming phone Infinix GT50 Pro. Btr by Vitality are gonna be on blue side and Onic are on red. Phobius, Paquito, Jushin banned out. The response from the Sky Kings, the defending champs, is the Freya Fanny ban, and we're waiting on the last one, considering Marcel is still an open hero to pick up.
By the way, like, Onic did not ban the Fanny at all, I believe, against Geek Fam. And they're putting it here in the second phase. That shows that they actually have some sort of respect towards Nile and BTR overall on how to play around the Fanny. And it's proven in the regular season, right? Nile was amazing when this hero gets Onic.
Right, the Marshall is left open though. Gonna be a backshot ban from Onic to slow down the potential early tempo approach that Nile likes to do on that utility jungle. That's one of the advantages they used before, using the backshot so that Moreno can go for damage items and not go for the glowing wand. Marshall indeed gets picked up. What's the answer here for Onic, and what are we? Look, what character is this?
Robbie!
Smurf? Avatar?
I feel like it's Avatar.
I think so, yeah. There's a sling.
Oh my lord, Robbie. Every single time he comes into the MPL arena, he graces us with his presence. But same, he was in blue earlier. We do see a blue hero up on screen as well. Marcel gonna be secured in by BTR Vitality. What is the response from the Sky Kings?
Well, generally you want to pick the Claude here. Looking at earlier or yesterday's match, and it is going to be the Claude, the Khalid, following through. Interesting, and going by the track record of Arashi, Kibo has been more than amazing on this hero. Whether it's used aggressively or for appeal, which doesn't really make sense if you're a Khalid too, he can do it all.
And it's also a good matchup against Marcel. If they meet each other in the Land of Dawn, that Marcel's in for a beating, so Finn needs to be very careful. And now for Bigatron, there is this question on whether or not they have enough wave clear. But hey, that's Nevin and Airpang definitely supporting the Bigatron.
Girl, go to work, right? What is this? Why is she dating? Isn't she supposed to be casting?
I guess she's not on duty. All right, well, Arlet Fredrin, a known combo already, not foreign to Onic. I think crowd control is something that Onic will definitely require here because Bigatron has a lot of it stacked up already.
Yeah. Okay, so you can only play utility here for Kyrie, I think. The standard way is probably picking something that has a bit of range in the mid lane and maybe exhausts Moreno's hero pool in the second banning phase. Eve comes into mind, and Moreno has been playing amazing too on the Eve, so it's also a deny pick to the Maestro.
Right, it's a Suyo though. Good neutral objective. Control with the Soul Sever. Good execute potential on the Fredrin. If Nile wants to play on low HP for extra damage. Looking very aggressive right here, but again, AoE card control-wise, Bigatron has an overwhelming advantage. Onic might want to change that, but they go for the Harriet ban because they already have the Claude.
Might be Moskov next for the ban towards Eman, and it's been amazing on that hero. This is already strong enough front for you to work with if you are BTR, so you have overwhelming advantage in terms of objective game. And if you compare it with, pair it with a Moskov, that would be amazing for BTR, especially with that Barking Hunter. Eman has been abusing that to the maximum potential.
And I wonder if a Uranus type of deal might show up. Sustain can be a great option here if they want to play tempo and pressure in the early game. Valentina ban for Vitality here. Denying a signature pick from Sans technically with the final slash with the golden hour available. You do not want to leave Gila Sans up to his own creative devices.
Now, I'm wondering, coming to the second phase with the Harris already banned out, we do see the Suyo for Onic. Do you think the Eve instead might be prioritized as a ban in order for the Suyo to have a better time in the early game?
Possibly.
Not a bad idea at all, man. The Eve, again, brings crowd control, brings slows and poke damage. It's one of those versatile heroes, which is exactly why it's been favored so much, especially against Tushin. And now with the Gourd ban coming in, with all the crowd control, burst damage becomes a concern for Onic. Taking that away in the front of the gourd will be great. Options left include the Sutian, by the way, which again brings in a lot of crowd control. Could work for either team.
Yeah, I like it better for BTR though, just for Shogun to abuse that Vengeance stack.
Right.
Pigeon procs all the way.
And playing Zetian into Arlet is not a fun time.
Yeah. No. But I'm surprised with the Gord ban though, because if you look at it, Eve and also Gord is right around in the same area. You have range, you have some kind of like burst damage. If the Gord definitely excels on that. So I wonder, is this a setup towards another hero that Sans has maybe not Sans, Luffy on the table, Luffy half on the table, like a Terizla maybe.
Terizla can work, but I really don't like how immobile the Terizla is. So Lapu is a signature pick. I think it works fine here, right? They can dive into back, potentially to the backline member that looks like they're gonna be Moreno. It just seems like both teams are trying to flex each other's mid laner hero pool. But they haven't picked a mid laner, and now Sans has shown his cards first. It's gonna be a Lilia.
Yeah, one of his signature heroes from back in the day. I remember how aggressive he was. Used it already here in the playoffs, and it was a menace. It was a menace for sure.
The clear though.
Exactly.
Khalid,
Suyo, Lilia, Khalid.
Man, quite ridiculous.
Moreno, what is he gonna pick up?
Did he go for Selena? Do you think?
Against a Khalid that has a bit of a maybe more tempo.
I mean, you mentioned the Zetian earlier. It still could be the Zetian.
I think Zetian would make very much more sense here, and also Moscow for Eman.
That was good. I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a Barca.
Barca!
Oh!
Reporting for duty.
Oh, no.
Never mind.
Juked us.
Again, with all the utility already there, having the Kimi to follow up and have an extra bit of front-to-back potential, now it's on Onic to try and find ways to get to the backline. But again, that Lapu is available. I think if you're trying to deny the Moskov, the Kimi, not a bad pick at all.
Yeah.
What if they go Yuzong? Does
Yeah,
Yuzong lose
it's
against
either
Arlet?
of those two, I think.
Yeah.
Especially if you're thinking about the Arlet matchup,
Exactly.
Yuzhong fares better on that one. But
Then Yuzong can go straight into the backline?
that is true. I don't know why, but I feel like BTR has not left the game match. Because this draft really feels like they just want to play it super safe with the front two back and also having a low risk with the Fredrin.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna throw it straight into game number 1 here. The opening game of the Grand Finals.
For seasons, MPL Indonesia belongs to Onic, and today, Bigatron will try to take it. Dynasties are not inherited, they are overthrown. Welcome to MPL Indonesia Season 17 Grand Finals. It's Realize and Mirko reporting for duty.
It's a blast, you know? Very unexpected Grand Finals here according to most people, but I knew deep down in my heart that this was going to be the Grand Finals. And now that we're here today, we have to remember, it is game 1 out of a possible 7-game series. I asked Keyboy just earlier in the opening what his prediction would be for this match. He said 4-3. So even he's expecting a tough matchup, despite, again, I think most people thinking that Onic just have it in the bag.
Well, Mirko, if we do open the history books, the last Grand Finals being played in the Velodrome in Onyx Kingdom was that 4-3 Grand Finals against RRQs.
Ooh.
Maybe, just maybe, that could be the case. But let's see if Bigatron by Vitality has what it takes. They have ticked the first box of returning to the international stage. And now they will try to win their maiden MPL ID trophy.
It just seems like when we're in the Velodrome, there's something in these walls, man. There's something written in these walls. And so far, it's always been ONIC. What did that say? I don't know.
Oh, nice.
ONIC, perhaps? But season 13, season 15, the 2 times we've had it here, there's only been 1 champion. Velodrome only knows 1 name.
Only one name.
Can it finally be tarnished? Can it finally be taken down by the coup of the Red Robots?
The Red Robots banging on the doorsteps and possibly the walls of the Velodrome. We did see that Tifo up there by the Sonics. Velodrome, our home.
Whoa.
So let's see if the home gets taken down by Bigatron by Vitality. This is game 1 of Onic against Bigatron by Vitality.
We're getting into the game. It seems we're getting in a bit late. There's already a significant advantage that we're seeing. Lutpi in the lane against Shogun. And we're finally in it. There you have it. Is there anything crazy? I don't think, but there's a significant gold lead on the side of Onic. 300.
Yeah, that was quick. And 7 seconds into the turtle already. Nile hits level 4, especially with the gimme up top, helping shove the wave to Arlen. Because the Uranus really want to win out the objective fight. That Uranus will be very best to deal with. Frozen moment.
Oh, big bonk already on Keyboy. Sounds of the Glooms. Kyrie waiting in the bush right now to jump on Shogun. Mobilization and also the final slash on Lutpi. He's going to be taken very low. Traction pulls to jump in forward, but Lutpi stays alive with a consecration. Finn and Nile holding on, trying to make an opening to get back into the turtle. Kai, steady, on the Suyo. Lutpi walking back up. Now it's going to be Kelro with the walk up as well. Nile wins out the rescue with SOD, lands a Finn. He's able to collapse on him. A good queller as Kyrie charges the surge. But Bigatron win out Turtle 1.
The first win for Bigatron by Vitality in this best of 7. The objective completed. Shogun with a maiden kill as well. But you can take a look at how pesky that Uranus was to kill. They need something to shred it down. The Moskov, the Kimi scales well into the late game, and that could be possibly the silver lining to deal with the Uranus. But what if you just dodge the Uranus? Go for the other carries, especially the Suyo and the Lilia. Super safe to play. They have tools to deal with that. This Kimi pick has a Moreno we saw yesterday. He picked up the juice in. Now it's the Kimi.
Oh, he finds a taunt just at the edge. Nile with a bonk on Sans. Now Sin going down. Kyrie looking for the play. Golden hour to save Nile and to zone Kai from getting a blade surge in. Now it's Lutpi cutting in after getting the top tempo.
Trying to take it down though. The Uranus will have prio and just moving around the map. And you can just proxy the waves as well. Play for that rotation. So far, nothing too crazy. Emblems by you. Bargain Hunter for the Kimi and the Moskov. So it's all about just getting those items quickly, getting the power spikes quick. Because Onic know they can force the fights when they also have that advantage. Other than that, nothing too crazy. Onic, they will be playing for both Moreno and Eman, the hyper carries. And now we see the Suyo finally being picked up after being abandoned for a few series. The Suyo does pretty well as well for that clear. The Fredrin though, that neutral objective take will be very interesting. Talent predictions by GoPay. 4-3 for me and for Eterna too.
Just want to say that's why Arashi's my boy. Just want to say, you know.
4-0.
Hey, 4-0, bro.
Believe.
Hey, right now they're doing good.
That'll all work out.
Let it all work out. Hopefully, but right now it does look very good. Nile getting that mid-prio for Moreno, and this is a very weird pick for Bigatron standards, right? We were seeing a few heroes, however. The Barca made more sense if you're thinking about Maestro. He's back on it, traction pulse on Sans. He's able to walk out of it. Keyboy gonna get caught by the frozen moment as Shogun jumps on Lutpi, who's already used the consecration. Now it's the turtle dance. Claude rotating as well. Kai winning on the retreat battle, but now gets stunned up and a bite bonk to send him back home. The SOD connects. Now they go in with the golden hour as well. As that's what it now. Looking for the tongue. Won't be able to find it as Kelra pocket blaze and win and purify. But Keyboy has a quick sand guard, pops it in, stays alive. Lutpi walks up to go for more damage. Eman doing more. Sounds with the black shoes and Keyboy will hold on to this bush. Miss on the final slash from Shogun. He's trying to survive, just barely finished, trying to expedite this escape. Keyboy gets a kill on Finn, and it's 2 on Onic. Big bow from Nile, though. Finds a taunt on Sans.
The cold-blooded killer does it again with the Fredrin is 3-0. And Lutpi shredded down to pieces, but he's gonna be fine. Onic lose the members they need.
Lutpi! Can you survive this? Moreno guns him down. That is a lore inaccurate Stormtrooper in the mid lane.
Very chaotic early game. They want to brawl out, but it's a bit uncanny for Bigatron by Vitality when you know it's not about winning the lane when you play the Kimi, the Moskov too. It's about farming up a storm, but they still have that power in the Fredrin. In the fact that Finn has his hands on a Marcel. Shogun as well with the Arlet, very, very spectacular. And now Bigatron take control.
Oh no, Purify, what Kelro? Oh my goodness, Nael! He's a man on a mission.
He got deleted just like that. And the chain CC works pretty well for Bigatron by Vitality. They have the tools needed, the taunt, and then you have the vengeance stacks for Shogun with the Arlet, and that also helps the Arlet play more because then you have the frozen moment to play with. Kyrie. Blade Surge.
The way the taunt coming down, and look at the auto resets Bonk as well. Niall is unstoppable.
So much power, so much control. For Bigatron by Vitality, Onic, they have to think of something, a way to possibly weather the early to mid game and then wait for the items to come in, because late game, this Lilia, the squad will hit like a truck, and that's where you get the Shred to take down the Fredrin, to take down the Arlet. Oh, so far, Keyboy was looking for something, but I don't think he's going to commit himself to that. That's going to be the second turtle for Bigatron by Vitality up top. Let's see. Again, trying to hold everything in place. Oracle completed for Moreno, or rather for Niall. He's gonna have that extra shielding, extra healing as well. 5-0-2 though, as the Fredrin early on against the Suyo. Obviously, it's almost an on-par type of foe when you want to go for the neutral objective. But going 5-0 is actually very scary.
He has an Oracle already. 5-0 on the Fredrin means you're giga tanky, and it fits the build perfectly. Bigatron need a solid front to play this front to back.
Yeah,
They're doing it.
Yeah, they want to play that front to back. Again, just trying to protect two presidents now. That's going to be the Kimmy and the Moskov.
Wow.
The Moskov yet to hit a kill.
No Sky Pierce on Moreno. Now that's different.
Yeah, that was something that I also kind of wondered, because the Sky Piercer enables you to bypass the threshold of the HP. Very effective against the Uranus, the tanky members that really have you know, that power to just soak up all the damage. Keeper as well with the Khalid. Moreno, traction close.
Limpy dashes away. He's gonna have to give this turret away. The final flash locks him down though. He has the flicker. Can he get out in time? He's gonna get chain CC'd before he can even react. Moreno on those laser beams, shredding them down. Now it's Niall with a taunt on Sans. He has no Purify, but he's gonna have to pop the black shoes. Keyboy will die for his sins. He's so low, he gets away. But it's two flickers burnt by the mid duo of Onic.
Oh my goodness, look at the chain CC. So much control up top. Kyrie's doing heavy work on the structures. And this is what Onic is also able to pattern to. When they know they lost the early game, control is a bit wobbly in the mid game, they let Kyrie farm. This has been the case when he plays the Yi and Shin, when he plays these type of farming heroes that also kind of excel in the duels. But this time around, 0-2 as a Suyo. He goes for the Hunter Strike, going next on the War Axe completed too. At least he has that sustainability in the War Axe, and the Hunter Strike kind of helps that as well. But let's see if he's able to bypass Bigatron, because look at how tanky Niall is. Who really kills him at this stage of the game? Maybe if you talk about it 10 minutes from now, 5 minutes from now, they have the power. But as of now, Niall is going to be unstoppable, especially the Lord take.
This is why you don't give Finn to Marcel. He's just being an absolute menace as Niall picks up a kill for free. A monster kill for the cold-blooded jungler. Bigatron gonna go for the chase. Immobilization lands on Lutpi, but they know what they want. Sights on the Lord. Swift Trinity achieved at 9 minutes for Iman.
Wow, once a part of the dynasty, now Niall becomes the cold-blooded killer to possibly overthrow it. It's a good start for him, 6-0-3. 9 kills for Bigatron. They are on a roll. Chastise, because they know, want to fight more. They want to get the regen. Two Chastise available. They want to teach.
Again, so annoying. Finn, the human on a Marcel. Traction pulse over into the mid lane. Onic are able to defend this holy shield. They've done quite a good job at holding these waves, but Bigatron, they were patiently still waiting for the Lord to spawn in the game, and it spawns in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and it's very good as well if you get the structure in the mid lane. That bottom side turret, remember, lost its holy defense. So that possibly might enable the Lord to crash into the base and get a structure, and then you go for the empowered minions and Kyrie. We've seen him playing from behind as a Suyo. All he can do is just play the segue, look for a segue, push on the lanes, the long lanes especially. No Bigatron on a siege. Keyboy in the back.
Uh-oh, he knows there are no purifiers on Iman. Can he react in time? That's the question now as they go for the siege, but Lutpi gets taken so low. Keyboy is all alone in the back line. No one sees him just yet. A distraction pulse locks on Kyrie, and now the mobilization. Bigatron gonna go into the mid lane. Holy Shield procced right away, and Keyboy's flank doesn't end up giving them anything for now.
It's too far for the players of Onic to reach Keyboy. If they were able to get a chain CC to Iman, that could have been something to work with.
Waiting there.
But he's just waiting. He is still not spotted. Iman, ooh. The Abyss Walker. I do that sometimes as well, but with a nature now completed for Eman for extra safety, and yeah, Finn finally spots him out. I think it's too fishy to not detect Keyboy in a few minutes.
Traction pulse. Oh, Kelra able to react in time, but not let be! He gets caught. That's a Uranus. That is the tankiest member on the team, melted like he's nothing.
Yep. Like hot knives through butter, and now Onic, all they can do is just wait in the base, turtle up, and possibly try to clear the waves. I mean, Lilia is one of the best heroes you can have when you want to do that high ground defense. Golden Hour.
Oh, catches Sans right in it. Now he's going to be waiting for the timing right now as he jumps in, and he finds it. Perfect. Godlike is Anile. A man on a mission to show, perhaps, that he might be the best in Indonesia right now. Kyrie with the Keller, over to the wave. Now final slash from Shogun. Kyrie locked down by Nile. Big Bong sends him home. It's Nile, legendary. It's Moreno the Maestro on a double. And it's Bigatron who claims game 1 in the grand final.
But they have opted to go for blue. Now, we're going to see exactly what changes will unveil for our second game in the
Broken
grand
walls.
finals as we see which map will bring us there, and the map will be Flying Clouds. Boys, Marcel was a highlighted hero in that first game. What do you think is going to change now?
The immediate respect there. We've seen Keyboy perform on the Marcel, okay? We don't need any of that, especially if you're supporting Bigatron. Now, with that being said, though, they have to ban the Fanny as well, but the Tsushin is actually banned out by Onic themselves. So the Paquito is the other thing that comes to mind. It's usually traded for the Tsushin. So I think Bigatron will have all their hands completely full. Just respect banning here, along with the go-to must-ban hero.
It's just Fanny and Freya, I think, for BTR. It's not going to change anything, but the fact that Marcel got banned on BTR side means that the utility junglers, the Baksha and the Fredrin, will most likely be open for both sides. So now I think BTR, they got a chance. No, Onic does not have that, in a way, for me at least, my very biased perspective on the utility junglers, the almost auto-win card in the Fredrin / Baksha.
The almost auto-win card, Fredrin against the Baksha?
No, Fredrin or just the Baksha against a non-utility jungler.
Right, so you're saying that fighters, almost like a cheat code in the current meta, Bigatron, I was gonna say much prefers the Baksha for the tempo, but if they play the Fredrin like that, if you get the comp that can work with the Fredrin, either works. I get a feeling Onic might be eyed with some Paquito. Right?
Oh,
It's the one pick that might be left open here.
this feels like a Baksha first pick or like a Baksha prio pick for Onic because the Arlet ban, no?
But it depends what BTR ban here.
Yeah.
If they leave the Fanny and the Paquito open, technically,
Wow.
Onic, will they be forced on the Fanny?
They
And
wanna-
BTR pick up Paquito?
They don't want to leave the Fanny open and then pick up a Fredrin that can start, taunt and knock up the Fanny, right?
Dude, that is still a dangerous gambit,
Oh,
man.
very, very dangerous.
Like, there's a reason. You might think that 5 matches on carry 100% is not really that much of a sample size, but there is a reason why it's only 5 matches.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
The
they don't take
respect.
the risk. They don't take the gamble. They ban out the Fanny. Onic are free to pick up the Paquito if they so choose.
It will be the Paquito. Strong laning there. The usual counters is gonna be the Paquito. The Bovius. Same P.
Banned out.
Already banned out too. So I feel like Bigatron might leave it for later and pick up the usual suspects. Claude first, right? The Claude and the Fredrin or the Baksha.
Yeah. I kind of prefer the Baksha at this point.
Right. Because the Baksha technically has an advantage against the Fredrin. Lowers the regen.
Yeah.
But
on
it's
paper,
speed.
yeah.
We're talking about speed here.
I think it really depends on which team are using it. I think both of these teams, or maybe I think BTR likes the Fredrin a bit more. Onic definitely likes the Baksha more. Kyrie literally said that that is his favorite pick, but
Take it away.
Nile will just take it away. And even if with the Fredrin, the Arlet will not be there. Huh.
Okay. So what will be the response? Do they want to secure their mid laner here?
They might secure a
Take
roam.
Harris?
They might secure a roam because we've seen that one of the ways to counter a Paquito is to get mid prio, some really strong mid prio, and just gang that lane again and again. So if they get like a Khalid here maybe,
Yeah.
with a good wave tier type of hero, it might cement this Paquito as a power pick.
I think there are a lot of ways to roll for Onic, but one thing for sure is the French is going to be picked. There you go. This could go a lot of ways. Usually, if we're looking at the previous matches, Harith would be the automatic answer for the Claude, and it is going to be the Harith.
And remember, this is Kelra Harith.
Yeah. I
Like-
don't think it's 100% anymore.
Game-changing Kelra Harith.
Used to be 100%, but
I feel like the downfall for like the ruin in the win rate really was during the whole difficult time for Onic. If
no,
you
like
catch my drift.
going to the playoffs is still 100%. It
Huh?
turned out.
It was playoffs broken?
I think so. No, I'm not sure if I'm really correct now that you're not sure because you're paying more attention to the stats than I do.
Stats are difficult, man. Harith right now, well, according to the stats we have on desk right here, 92%.
So it broke once.
The clouds are ever shifting. But
And it's
Okay.
a Sora.
steadfast.
So they have the chance to ban out the Valentina the second phase.
I mean, Paquito is already there. There is some chance of the Valentina still getting picked, but generally against this kind of tankiness in the front line, you don't want to pick a Valentina, and Harith is not really a shot either.
Well, Sora is actually a great pick as a Paquito as well, because level 4, I think you beat anyone 1v1 if you don't misplay it. And on top of that, the crowd control here, repeated slow amounts of crowd control can really mess with your rotations when you're playing that Paquito. So if we stay with the recipe that crowd control allows you to dictate the game, for now at least, Megatron still holds the card.
I didn't cure the pain.
Whoa.
Valentina.
Okay. I mean, it is one of the Suns' specialty. I believe it's still on 90% on Suns, around the area. He is statistically the best Moreno, the best Valentina.
91%.
Huh?
91%.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
That means 10 out of 11?
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Next ban from the defending champs.
What is Onic picking off right here? Because again, they don't want to go for a, from the looks of it, for a pure 5v5. They probably want to have some macro advantage.
Oh.
I don't think that the chip's in the picture, right? That's a geek fam type of approach.
For BTR, I don't think so. They have the Baksha already, and you want to play around that? I mean, it's still playable, but for Onic, I can see them doing that,
Right,
even though
right,
it's
Ben-
not likely.
It feels like a very cheese last resort kind of pick for me for Onic. Like maybe not now. I mean, it's still a possibility for sure. But like you mentioned earlier on, right? Khalid is still open.
That's
Blue is still open.
Oh, the Cho.
Cho is still open. That's what I was about to say. I think it's banned.
Dude, Altho's heartbroken. He loves seeing Keyboy on a mechanical hero. He's right there, actually. We can see him from the panel desk.
I mean, who doesn't? Is that Coach Yep? In the okay, it's just the jersey. My bad.
That is-
Clear ban.
It's not him.
Oh, this is gonna be a mid-off for Ashi.
It's going to be a front-to-back approach here from Onic, no? If they want to ban away the Valir.
It's probably just gonna be a gimme again for Moreno at this point. And we might see a Farsa if there is a Kimi on the other side.
Like, it's a bit vulnerable, though, the Kimi here.
Yeah,
against
maybe
the-
not in Red 4, Red 5.
Perhaps, perhaps.
Mayhaps.
Whoa, Romeo and Juliet.
Okay. What's the choice for BTR?
The Force. Oh,
Oh, no. We're talking about the game, Chapman.
Okay.
I don't think that. Oh, Atlas. Okay.
More AoE, so
That's why they banned out the Cho.
if this is going to be a pure front-to-back, again, I really do feel like the team with the Harith loses out. Because remember, the Harith can only match up to damage when you have the Zaman force. So if Vikatron kite back away or push through it, Terra might be in trouble here.
So what do Onic need?
Keyboy. This is just gonna be a Khalid. There are some options here.
What, do they go
Leia.
Khalid Lilia again?
Probably not Lilia. I'm thinking something different. Oh, no. They can go Kimi, no?
Oh, Valerius band, my bad.
Not like a weird Kadita pick, right? There you
Oh!
go. I was scared of a weird pick.
It's not a chip, but it is gonna be a low Yi.
Is taking a page out of their brothers in Philippines book. It's the Super Friends Fresh Special.
This is scary, dude. With the Yin Yang effect can mess up so many combos from Vikatron because their comp needs to fight together.
I wonder Nah, they need some form of more damage, right?
Do they not need burst?
I feel like crowd control, so all three of us have a different...
I think Farsa
They already
should be
have
up
crowd
here.
control, no? They have Sora and Atlas. Don't
It's
they
a
need someone to
Farsa.
follow up?
They need...
Like something like the Farsa, I think, yeah.
Yeah, the usual answer to the Herald is usually the Farsa, and you outrange the Luoyi once you get level 4.
Moreno Carita.
I'm not
way.
sure about that.
No way.
Nah. That's a nah for me, Chief.
Okay.
Okay, that's a bit of damage, a bit of crowd control, and...
Burst.
Burst, kind of.
Late game burst.
Nah,
Depending on items.
I wouldn't put it that way.
Full stack Sky Piercer.
Exactly.
Burst. Maybe.
That's burst.
Sure, but that's kind of a boring answer, man.
Agree to disagree.
I prefer Farsa, bro.
Me too.
I prefer Guardian.
Farsa.
I prefer Guardian.
Yeah.
I think it would be difficult because you're up against like Harith and Paquito, so it's not as safe, I think.
Oh, for sure, man. The Paquito will one-shot you. That's a terrifying thing to face as a squishy backline character.
Quick predictions before we head into game number 2 in the grand finals.
I'm scared of Onyx, man. Honestly.
I already forgot the draft.
Okay, thank
Bro.
you so much, Chef. And what do you guys think? Mirko, Realize, take it over.
Well, Jeff Finney forgot the draft, but my man right here, Mirko, he's on a roll. He read through all of it. The Atlas pick, the Cho ban, the Valir ban. But Onic goes for the Luoyi, a pick that we haven't seen for quite some time.
I think they were just backed onto the ropes early. That's what happened, right? They went for their 3 picks, and I think the 3 picks from Bigatron were just a tad bit better. Then we saw those bans, man. Those forced errors coming in from Bigatron from the bans itself. It was already tough for Onic to pull it off at the end. But these are picks that have won them championships, so we cannot take it away from them.
We cannot, especially with the crowd behind their back in their own backyard. Game 2, Onic against Bigatron by Vitality.
Yep. Here we go. Land of Dawn.
Okay. Well, at least with the Paquito, with the Fredrin, and the Luoyi, to a certain extent, you have tempo in the early game. You have a way to kind of win out. Because the problem with the draft in Bigatron is the range. And that's why the Kimi comes to mind. There were also discussions about the Farsa. You mentioned the Novaria as well. Possibly popping.
Oh, wow.
But look at the damage from Shogun. He goes for the concussive blast, so at least extra tad bit of explosion in that early in the last proc helps him rotate quite fast as well. And now this Atlas river control, everything else you name it, that's gonna be the main contention now for Bigatron by Vitality. Will the glue be able and be enough to match that prior?
That's the thing about the glue, though. This is such a risky pick. It's basically Keyboy banking on the fact that he's a good glue. If he can mount the Baksha before he gets all in by Bigatron, it's great. But if you fall behind just early here, if you get knocked up by Finn before anything even starts, it's going to be a long, long day for Patrick.
It is. Gonna be making burgers again, the Krusty Krab. Now, for those spawns, still objective take. Finn coming close by. Niall with Baksha. This Baksha Fredrin matchup we have seen multiple times throughout the playoffs. But mostly, it's with the Baksha.
There you go. Traction pulse. Now it's gonna be Shogun walking up, gonna go for the shifting skies, able to find it. Niall wins out the retreat battle as that's Lutpi. Chain CC. Kyrie in the midst of it all. Getting the big bump, but it's not gonna do enough damage as Shogun walks up again and stuns Keyboy. And it's Shogun who claims first blood.
Bigatron strike first in game number 2, and moving in unison is this squad of red robots. Look at Iman just rotating down bottom as Lutpi wants to try to win something out. Moreno is close by, lingering presence for Bigatron. Look at Kyrie in the bush.
Oh, he's not. He doesn't want the smoke. Not with Niall around. He was thinking about it. Maybe get a quick shank on Moreno, but it's him who gets the XP crab.
The level gap as well, Miracle. Level 6 to level 4. Niall has so much tempo in his hands. Emblems by Bayou. Get the vitality for the Fred, and he knows he has to tank a lot of damage, especially when the Cloud and the Kimi goes online. You have to front line.
Look at that, Shogun just jumping in now. Knockout strike, and it's practically a solo. I mean, Niall retreat for sure, so he can't call it a Sokolil. But Shogun went in, and now it might be Kelra. Bigatron set their sights on.
He has a Purify if you want to go for the Piano Links. Kelra will be privy of that. Yeah, that Golden Crab too. At least acquired now. Onic. Obviously, we have to play with the tools and the cards that they're dealt with. You have the Luoyi ultimate, possibly to look for a pick off, potentially, but to who you don't have the hard lockdown, Kelra. think it will be a-okay for now. A tad bit of damage from the passive of that Synchro Fission. Item build, the Paquito obviously wants to go full damage, or rather, mostly damage, because you want to have that physical damage going. Onic lacked that, and that's going to be the Paquito as the tailgate. Meanwhile, a Black Ice Shield for the app, so Dominance Ice will be the name of the game, and everything else is still being built towards. Niall, already with the Curse Helmet, and Shogun too, with the War Axe. Survivability is going to be key for this Sora.
Look at the awareness of Shogun. He knows something is up. They haven't seen the Lo Yi in a bit, and this is the thing about the new Lo Yi, right? When you ult, you actually get seen on the map. So Shogun uses that to his own advantage. He just sees that Sans hasn't been anywhere on the map, and no ult procs, so something fishy is going on. And now Bigatron are the ones holding the second neutral objective. Oh! Quien getting the fatal lace. Now it's an all-in over on Moreno. Now with the shield unity onto Sans. He gets the diversion, but he's going to get taken now before he can even get through the teleport. Moreno on Keyboy already. Shogun holding the neutral objective. Kyrie right there. Keyboy, no mount to play with. Now it's going to be the all-in onto Finn, but he has a perfect match to get away just in time. It's Kelra who takes him out. Now pops in his Bonforce as he walks back up with the chrono dashes.
So fighting for the neutral objective here, Kyrie is close by, and Aman still yet to use his Blazing Duet. Maybe they can go for round 2. Shogun is close by, but the cycle is still not enough for Bigatron. No Finn as well. They're going to take the pit control.
This is great by Onic, maximizing the neutral objective advantage they've got and the resource advantage they've got. Now it's Shogun with a jump in 2! Sans gets pulled back straight into Moreno's laser beam. And now it's Kelra, who's already used the Purify. Now wants to go in. He's trying to go for the shield unity, but it's going to be under turret as Kyrie's able to peel for a bit. Now it's a big knockout from Lutpi in the back on Iman.
And they have to be wary of this Paquito, because in moments like that, he could be an assassin.
Kai's got to be careful now, but look at the Patrick coming around. Big bomb coming out as the Fatal Links is able to land, but Moreno is going to get targeted by Lutpi with a knockout strike. Now it's the whole team trying to run them down. It's going to be Finn walking away. He will surely die to the hands of Lutpi.
Momentary respite for Onic, being able to get a few kills on the board. That kill towards Amano was so clean and so important as well for Lutpi to get. He was able to smuggle his way around in the back, and that's what Bigatron needs to remember, because they want to keep on frontlining for the carries to be able to hit the damage. 5 kills for the Sora. I wonder if, like, okay, the Sora gets the kills, you can get the items, but I wonder if you want to funnel those kills to the Sora, right? Because you have a few other carries. Sure, they scale, you know, better late than never. So now, Onic, Hunter Strike completed for Lutpi. Longsword, he's going to look for possibly a Malefic Roar if he wants to go that quick. But look at the tempo that Bigatron has with this box here. You can open up bushes so quickly, just be around the map. And that kind of addresses, I'd say, the problem that the Lo Yi brings with the diversion, to check the bushes, to look for potential flank angles. The box here does it well, and it can tank a whole lot of damage as well with that box here mark.
So now it's back to the waiting game. What's so eerie and scary was the gold rankings earlier. Did you see it?
Yeah, Kelra up top.
Kelra is, I think, 1,000 gold ahead of Iman. And when you give the god in the gold lane that much of a lead, it's just always something that you have to have in the back of your mind.
And we've seen his heroic play with the Harith against Bigatron too, when Bigatron bit off more than they could chew.
Oh, good poke.
Poke coming in from Onic. Meanwhile, Finn pops the perfect match.
Fatal Link to the perfect match. Iman Ying gonna be able to get out. Whoa! He actually dodged away, blazing the wind and flicker around, but now he goes for the PMI. A big ball! Kai wins the entry, gets a buy one, get one, as he gets the kill on Iman, and it's a shutdown for Sans.
A massive shutdown for the Lo Yi. Shogun was carrying a bounty on his head all along, and now Onic want to advance into the deeper territories of Bigatron by Vitality.
What a diversion to send Kelra and himself down below into that bush. And man, he had no idea what hit him. By the time he realized, it was a big boy swinging a big sword on him.
And that's how you use the diversion. Because now it shows in the midst of the chaos of the team fight, you can always look for that flank play with a mini diversion when the team fight ensues, when the chaos is at an all-time high. And that's how Kelra was also able to be sent in the back and get that kill, get the damage going towards Eman. 5-6, Bigatron lost their gold lead that they built. Finn, it's okay. He has the perfect match. That's one of the privileges of the Atlas. So open pushes going, perimeter controls, you can always have that safety net. Golden Staff for Eman. But I do want to circle back to a point where Moreno actually went for the Blood Wings first item. So all he really wants is just to move fast, have that extra shield, play it safe, and then he is going to go for the Feather of Heaven, which he has completed. So extra spell vamp right there to survive for himself. Item build by Dunia Games. So glowing one for Sun, still stuck on that item. So the Sea Halberd for the Paquito. The Paquito is able to bypass all the shielding, the heals, and potentially get extra damage. Radiant armor as well. So Harith and Loi hits like a truck already.
Yeah, and that goal is the reason for it.
Yeah. They know the Harith is spiraling out of control. Obviously, after what happened, having a Harith that's still well farmed with items to go, a Holy Crystal as well. He wants to scale quickly and be prepared for a potential fight, because Bigatron are always going to look for it when they know they have a massive, strong hero to look for the sets with the Fatal Links. You have to be very wary to pull yourself into the team fight. The wave building down bottom, the Lord will be neglected as of now because they have to clear the waves. And let's see if Onic can carry this momentum, diversion play, just to rotate themselves faster into the mid lane.
They're going to go for the Lord right now. They have the tempo and they have the advantage. They want to utilize Kelra's big lead before Eman gets to his item power spikes. And hey, Lord's already half HP. Onic know what to commit to.
Niall still hasn't shown, but now he gets spotted in the back though. Finn!
Go for the Fatal Links. That's the question. He gets mounted before he can even do anything. That's a flicker around the Fatal Links. In desperation, Keyboy gets away. Shogun able to find two as Eman faces in, plays in the wet. Now the big ball comes around. And it's Kelra in the back surviving. Oh my god! Kelra, he finds. Oh, what? Lippy saves him with a knockout.
Wow, the gold standard shows up again, but Lutpi steadfast to protect their main carry. Bobbing and weaving with the Summon Force, getting to the right targets, giving the right damage. Onic turn the game around, and they will get a Lord for themselves as well. Now they can work on the structures, now they can reassign the map. Kelra gets everything for himself. But last minute, Lutpi was there with his heavy punches, the boxing glove, to save Kelra. And now Onic, they're the ones pressing to Bigatron. Honest prediction by GoPay. It's a close vote.
Wow.
51% to 49%. When is the last time you have believers, Mirko, for Bigatron in such a high-stakes game?
It's usually only me and 5 dudes. No, I'm joking. That's you know. Hey, we have believers, you know. I was in the crowd. They were chanting. They were great. Bigot troopers all around the world. It's just they've been in the cave for a bit too long. You know, finally show up now. Shevin's looking at me for no particular reason. Kelra though, god dang. This is what I said in the early phase. 1,000 goal lead early. There's something scary about him, man.
Yep.
He's locked in.
If they didn't pick the Harith, I think the game would be chopped in the drafting phase.
Yep.
And now this Harith needs to be taken care of. How do you really want to go and access the Harith? Because you have a lot of things you have to bypass. Obviously, Fredrin will be there, frontlining Keyboy with the glue. So good on just handling heroes like Atlas, like the Sora. You can always mount towards those heroes, potentially not making them advance even further. And as of now, Onic, as long as they can play for Kelra, as long as Kelra is going to be in a safe position, they too will be available to fight. But hey, that's Skylar and Adifa. Congratulations, by the way, for they're expecting.
Yep. Hey, W Skylar, man, always been a fan of this guy.
Yep.
What a fantastic player and now a fantastic restreamer as well. Watching outside in the Infinix GT50 Pro MPO restreamer booth. Always fun. That's Shogun with the shifting skies on Keyboy. He's gonna go for the knock-up as well. Finn goes into the back line and finds Fatal Lane, but it's only on to one member. Eman! Tries to lays into where flickers in! And he finds the kill with Niall right there. A big ball goes, sends Finn home. Shogun will die to the mount as well as P comes in with the back line. Eman gonna go in for the gun down, but he's gonna be covered in the knockout strike, and now Eman gets away with a BM by Keyboy!
They're getting flanked from behind. Onic scatter Bigatron by Vitality. It looked like a winning team fight. They got Kelra, but they lost 3. And that's the trait they have to take. If they don't kill Kelra, Kelra's gonna go for them. And if they kill Kelra, the other members will go for them.
That's a big dispersion and rotation that landed on Moreno. They're gonna have to give this base turret in the mid lane, and Onic have finally cracked this base open.
all about the damage for the Harith and Loyi. Look at the Divine Glaives completed already, and Sans is now storming. So the Wishing Lantern completed too. It's in a Bigatron. You kind of wonder what can you do in these type of situations. Need to bait out the Purify, and even if that happens, a Chrono Dash will always be available. Zaman, Force Reset, and everything in between. And if these beefy boys just giving way for Kelra to hit like a truck. Malefic Roar, excuse me, for Lutfi. Completed. Whoa. Carries the tank items. Gonna be ready for this. Lord Take.
Then gonna go for a perfect match on Kai. He wants to go in. Shogun jump in as well. They're gonna go for the fight instead, and they set their sights on Kelra. The god of the gold lane traded in for the Lord. Kyrie trying to escape right now. He has full stacks. This diversion is there, and Onic get away just in time.
The great escape.
Wait,
saving them, but Lutfi
caught by the perfect match and attraction post on Moreno. Guns him down with those laser beams. Lutfi cannot survive.
He's dead. What is a boxer to a gunner? And Moreno gets the killing spree. At least Bigatron by Vitality stem the bleeding. After what was a hard decision to make, they decided to collapse on Kelra.
What a pivot. They used the Lord purely as a distraction. They got it so low as well. These are the fine margins that Bigatron have been utilizing the entire playoffs. I'd say all the way from the regular season.
Yeah.
But in the regular season, it didn't work.
The minute details. And then you wonder, the statement from Coach Theo. He said regular season is for the testing, right? The playoffs is where they show up. And they showed up all the way to the finals. And even in this game where it looked
That's
like
my nose right there.
was going to spiral out of control. And now look at the winner crown as well for Eman. So all that he wants to do is survive, possibly pop the Blazing Duet, and then get that, time to buy himself survivability, and then give Bigatron leeway to go in. Because if Kelra dies, sure, there's still a Lutfi. The main damage dealer, Sans is still available too. But if Lutfi gets damage in the way, then there is no way for Onic to re-engage unless Bigatron by Vitality pulls something insane. Immortality for Keyboy, again, just looking to survive the long drawn-out fights. And this is Eman with a lot of items too. The squad late game will be a massive problem. Now Onic, what do they want to look for? This Loyi diversion multiple times has been an escape tool, an escape, the jail card type of deal. But it has also been used to rotate fast into the objectives, knowing that Bigatron can't really contest. But again, this box just enables the players of Bigatron by Vitality to sniff into the movements from Onic. And look at the long lanes that Eman has also been working on. At least the structures for Onic, and that bottom side turret still available.
Wait, they go for a full shove and Onic. Wow, they're scared to even walk up to this wave. They know the Atlas is possibly there, and they're gonna have to wait for it.
2 winner crowns.
2 winner crowns. They gotta deal with the Fatal Links, these combos.
Yep.
That will ensure Kelra's safety, right? Oh my god!
Boy!
Keyboy! He's done this twice now on Nile. In the upper bracket semifinals and now in the grand finals.
Hey.
Patrick, stop!
Patrick, you cheeky thief. This for Keyboy.
A thief in the night.
A thief in the night. Thief in the night. Always looking for something. 8 seconds to the Lord. And now let's see if Onic can get this one out. Because in the last 2 team fights, Kelra has just been collapsed on. He didn't have a say on the team fight. Maybe with the winner crown, he's going to buy some time. Onic will work their way into that. They have a pushing wave up top. At least it's stuck there. Down bottom 2, they need to solve that problem. And Bigatron inching closer. Holy Crystal from Reno.
They deal with the wave up top. It's going to be slow pushing for Bigatron, and Onic know that BTR are around. So they reset it again. They're going to look for Prio. They have Prio in the bottom lane, but again, that top lane is looking good for the red robots. Lutfi getting some poke down onto Shogun. Lord at half HP. Nile fighting desperately for control. Kelra with a bit of poke over on Nile. And Mon sent into the mid lane and clear it out as the Lord again gets resetted. These waves are great for Bigatron. Onic, what do they do? How do they deal with it? They send Harith, Kelra, and Sans up top.
Yep, and the Lord evolves as well, so this will be game-changing. They do get
Wait a second.
on this objective. They show. At least they have the diversion to relocate back quickly. So maybe Bigatron want to rush this one down.
They want to go on Keyboy. They have the tempo advantage, but Finn won't just go for it just yet.
There you go.
This is another reset up top. I wonder how the wave is right now as Kelra holds the neutral objective. Keyboy trying to fight for that tri-bush control. The mid lane as well, even as it stands.
Still solo, concealed player. They're looking for potential fatal links.
They want to go for the retreat right now with the fatal link. Fly! Still wins it out. Fatal link, no! In the backline, locks on down. Kelra going to go for the Zaman Force now. Emon flickers out of safety now. It's going to be him taken out by Kelra. Shogun in the air, going on. But it's Kelra within the crowd. He's going to be able to go for the Chrono Dash again. And Shogun goes for the chase. Kelra with the Chrono Dash. Lutpi jumping in. Shogun getting rid of Kelra. And now it's Lutpi and Keyboy versus the world. Now taken low, taken down already by Lutpi Ray as Keyboy stays alive, and Onic got the Evolve board.
Lutpi keeps the hopes alive. At least they have the evolved Lord Kyrie. Does not miss on the retribution. And Kelra bought so much time surviving for the longest possible minute. And now the Lord will march into the base. I don't think he can do anything about it.
Shogun's trying to save the space turret in bottom lane. Can he do it? Shogun walks up again. He's going to be able to get the shifting skies now onto Keyboy, and that's going to be the jump to take his immortality down. Keyboy, can you survive? I think he might go for the mount. Oh God, Moreno just takes him out as the Lord gets dealt with. And the wave up top, and the game keeps on going.
And Bigatron deal with that easily, because that's a Kimmy. That's always going to be able to shred fast, especially when you have the passive available. But they tried to do something. Onic didn't even get a single structure out of it. Wow. And bottom side still intact. So that mixed feelings on that one for Onic, the Lord. Blood Wings this time. And the winner crown, for Moreno. So winner crown galore in the Land of Dawn. Are they forcing something here now?
What the hell? Now jumps in on Sans. Dang.
Oh, that's a tanky box, yeah, so maybe he's just impatient for the vision to go in.
Oh my God. What is this? Pikachu with their awkward initiations again, the fatal links. Kyrie can't get away right now. Oh, with a blazing into what? And a winner crown. Shogun in the back now, jumping on Kelra as he goes into the air. But it is going to be Kelra cutting away as Lutpi jumps in, but Keyboy is isolated against everybody. The Maestro gets a double.
Get Kyrie and Keyboy in that process. It looked like a botch engage. It looked like it was rushed and too aggressive. But they knew they were going for the carries. At least they were able to get the tanks. What the heck? Frontliners, 14 seconds. And this time Onic has to fight unprotected. They do not have the front line. If they can buy some time, maybe, just maybe, they can wait for Kyrie, Keyboy to respawn. But for now, they can't do anything about this Lord. I think Bigatron want to try and rush this, just blitz it quickly. Especially when you have a wave down bottom.
There's no way for Onic to react to it.
There isn't.
I mean, they can send a diversion, but it's 3 members against 5. That's practically suicide unless Kelra can do the things he's been able to do. Anile with the retreat, evolved, Lord secured for the red robots.
Don't forget the empowered minions as well you get from the evolved Lord. It's gonna hurt a little bit for Onic. And the wave clear, I'd say not the best. I mean, sure, you have a Harriet, the Luo Yi can always play with a dispersion, but it's not as good as a Kimmy per se, or like a Moskov. So they need to deal with this pushing Lord evolved 1-2 item build. Again, wishing Lantern for the Harith. Sold his boots with a CE2 sustainability plus extra bit of damage with the projectile and to eat up the tank. But so far, Eman a bit struggling when he wants to engage, but that all he needs is just a decoy. Something to distract Onic, and he can come in with the Blazing Duet. And the rest of it will be on Bigatron's hands. Evolved Lord up top. That mid-wave also worked on, down bottom too. And then it'll be a tri-lane, but it'll crash the turret, so at least they're gonna buy some time.
They're gonna play as slow as they can. They want to build these waves as much as they can. Again, into the bottom lane. They don't want to get caught off guard. That's why they let the Lord do its thing, and they split into 2 waves only.
I like the Genius Wand purchase from Keyboy too. He buys the Genius Wand.
I think it's a bit too late though.
Yeah, it is. But at least it's gonna add 4 magic damage for both Sans and Kelra.
Sans walks away from the traction pulse. Mid-wave gets clear, but now they have a big Evolved Lord up top, and they have split Onic up. The bottom lane is the priority for Onic, as they know that the top lane is for sure done.
Burden Helmet as well for the Atlas. Attacking damage, replenish it as well if you want to
CO.
go for the second fight. Oh!
Fatal Links to the Blazing to win a crown! Doesn't win a crown as well. Zaman gets constant down, but he's able to get out with a PMI. Kelra onto Zaman Force, goes over to Chrono Dash. Shogun buys immortality in time, but can he survive? Kelra takes him down. The mid lane base trade gonna go down for Bigatron now as they back away. They've gotten the far lane, and they will say disciplined.
The Fatal Links was fatal. got 3 players
Wow.
hooked up, lifted to the skies. Finn the human, but somehow they were unable to
Uh-oh.
capitalize on that.
Look at the timers though. Shogun is down for 40.
40 seconds, 14 on the Lord. Will they be able to play with only Finn and Nile? This Sora is pivotal on the team fights for that Cloud form as well. Let's see if Onic can burst it down. But there's gonna be empowered minions pushing in the mid lane and in the top lane. So they need to worry for that as well. If Bigatron can buy some time, then they might have a chance on this Lord.
This is going to be a very slow Lord take though. Let's see. In the mid lane, Eman has the BMI away. He's going to go for the clear in the mid lane. He's done well. Top wave building as well. Diversion. Come on. Oh, he gets away with the Blazing Duet and the BMI. Oh, he actually flickered out for that, but they've actually bought enough time for Shogun to come around. Now the question is, can Onic utilize those timers on Eman again, playing with those fine, small margins?
The massive wave up top too, and these coach still
boy.
laughing. But look at this, the taunt to Moreno.
Perfect match now as Kyrie's gonna be all alone. Fatal links to lock him down. He's gonna go
Jungler.
down. There's a free red for Nile. Can he get it down? It's Moreno who claims it. Calor with the Zaman Force already as Shogun goes into the air. Traction pulls locking him down as Keyboy goes for him out, but Shogun is able to get away as Zaman goes in for the hits as well. Immortality down. Calor knows Zaman Force, but Lutpi comes in and Moreno gets another kill on to Keyboy. Lutpi perfectly timed, jumping in with Calra. And Man looking for the play, blazing to West! From Eman, and now Moreno collapses from the other side. Kelra has the Zaman Force back up. Eman is allowed to
Moreno.
It's going to be Kelra jumping in, but Eman is able to get away in time. Now with the Zaman Force built up already, it's going to be Shogun left to kill the god of the gold lane, but Kelra!
Kelra, the gold standard, goes in for the last kill, Suns.
He's going down. Eman's going to go for the chase. His main rival in 1v1 against Kelra. The Chrono Dash doesn't land. Kelra, how the hell are you still alive?
He survives, but does the base survive? This Lord will march into the base. They have to clear it quick. 4 members, 3 members standing strong. Kelra needs to hold.
Onic bought this man for a single reason, and it's a carry. Zaman ports over to Blazing Duet. Kelra's trying his darn best. He goes in, but Eman and Moreno end the game with a double.
There's so many what ifs, Rick.
We can only assume, ladies and gentlemen, as we head over into the drafts for game number 3, presented to you by the official gaming phone Infinix GT50 Pro. And we're going through Flying Clouds once again. All right, let's see the differences in the first phase. Will there be changes to the bans? Will there be changes to the prio in the first pick? And
There you go.
Paquito and Fredrin are the bans here in game number 3.
I think this is what Onic should have done in the second game, banning one of the utility heroes, the 2 utility heroes in the meta currently that is very prominent. The Baksha and also the Fredrin. Now, they can prio more towards the Baksha. I feel like this is going to be a Baksha first before anything else. Before the Jushin, before the Paquito, or before anything else. There you go.
There you go. And to a degree, it is still flexible, even though it's not preferable right now. For Btr, Claude, Sushin.
The relentless flow of time.
No, Arlen, wow.
I like that more, no?
That breaks the
Because there's nothing. Wait. The Fredrin is banned. I just realized.
Yeah, so now
My bad.
Onic can get the Sushin. Do they want to though, right? If this comes down to a damage face-off between Moreno and Sans, the Sushin can carry, but what's up, Shevin?
It's a Kyret 3, no? Against a Baksha, you win the objective game. With Arlen, that's pretty much only dash, only vengeance for Nile, and he played it.
That's true.
And I
Does
believe
Gwyn-
Onyx already reading that.
Does Gwyn not work for BTR?
You know what? That's actually true. It's been a while since Gwynnever getting picked, so it's
Because it's
still on
always
my
banned.
radar.
It's always banned from BTR. That's why we don't see it anymore.
Yeah. I guess that's the more optimal route or normal route for BTR. We'll see.
Moscow's Sushin though, again, it's just like fast rotations across the board for Onic. Trying to outmaneuver Bigatron, because in the first 2 games, Bigatron definitely got places faster compared to Onic, even with the low Yi diversion. Look at the top 5 cross-region total kills right here. Moreno? Like 60, almost like 70 kills above the next person.
I mean, technically we have more games.
Matches, yeah.
So unless it's like average kill, then yeah.
That is still pretty crazy stat.
Really impressive though, wow. All right. Let's see what Pikachu want to put in the hands of Moreno though. They might go for one here. because getting the other options banned out is fine, but no, they took over the Kai Chef, and as you predicted, they usually do this. They want to keep the final pick for Moreno because of his adaptability.
Yeah. But I think say goodbye to Yi from Moreno.
Yeah. Eve as well as...
Do you think
like,
Valir?
Lilia.
Would they actually ban the
something they
Kimi?
need to think about?
I think Valir is better than the Lilia. I like that.
Yeah, if it's going to be a pure front to back, if they're dealing with a Baksha, man, against a Valir, it's really hard to really move forward in any way.
What do BTR ban though?
A good EXP that's was brought up maybe in the first game, that is the Uranus.
Let them play the
blue.
hero.
Well, in the same line,
I will be
it
the
wins out the
truth
lane,
this
at
world
least before level
desperately
4, and there's
needs.
no ganks.
Well, if they ban the Yu Song, it seems like a front to back angle, or they just want to make sure that the Arla doesn't really get countered too hard in the lane. So both of those are valid.
It's also making me think about Moreno's pick, you know, with the Yuzong ban.
Right, is it going to be a backline type of hero?
Yeah.
But then again, he
Among
plays the
the
backline
planes
heroes
exists the
in the front,
equilibrium.
you know, so...
But I mean, this could potentially be another Kimi game because we're
That's
looking
true.
at a Kimi versus Baxia. They ban out the Yuzong too.
There's Arla as well for some synergy.
Yeah, I feel like I like the Valir more than the Kimi. Kimi against the Baksha is not really that great unless you have the DHS. That has a bit of a HP-based damage dealing potential.
Uh-huh. Max
now-
HP.
Yeah. And the Valir also complements the Arlot even more, so you can set up for a better objective game in the first 2 or so objectives.
So they banned the Lapu here, and I'm wondering if it's because they don't want to give Onic like a dive hero that can burst the backline, or are they trying to get more crowd control and then punish with takeoffs, and they want to ban out a hero that can be immune to said crowd control.
They still ban the Lilia in a way.
Interesting. I guess in terms of damage, Lilia is much more dangerous than the Valir. But going by how safe BTR has been drafting in the first 2 games, I kind of expect the Valir here, even though the approach is a bit straightforward now. But sometimes straightforwardness gets you victories. And I believe Moreno is still sitting at 100% win rate on the Valir.
Do you think the Valir is okay with the wave clear? I mean, but considering we don't have the roamer just yet.
Only wave crew isn't
Only
bad at
still
all,
open.
because you get reset on the fireballs when you get a kill on the minion, technically. And it is AoE, right? The only issue is that if the roam is really dangerous, it can be hard to really get your fireballs onto the minion. But that's a whole separate issue. And they indeed keep that mid lane pick hidden. And we go for the Atlas again. So now there are 3 potential, like, engage potential tools coming in from Bigatron.
There could be a Cho Keyboy.
Ooh,
Oh, you know what? Gord is still playable, no?
it's not bad. It is going to be a bit vulnerable, though.
Uh-huh.
And if they want to go with the Cho, there's not a lot of synergy here, not a lot of damage you can follow up on the way of the dragon.
Dude, I think there's nothing good for Keyboy here. I feel like...
You might go Khalid,
Yeah.
just for Prio.
Just for Prio, but when you look at the opposing composition, like, do you think, like, oh, that is a good pick? It's more like, we gotta settle for something big, right?
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
something
Cho
that
is
will
nice
settle
because
on.
also it's anti-CC against the Akai.
Sun rises when I give
Yeah.
So Riz left Khalid. Oh man, we just talked about how mobility is something that Bigatron really wants to use, and we saw the Baksha, the Tsushin, and now with the Khalid, but then they have a really slow EXP lane. I don't know if I like that.
It's Valir or Gord for Moreno. Or maybe Kimi is not really that bad either, considering how well it's working so far in the first 2 games.
What do you like better, Rashi?
I think I'm biased for the Valir a bit more. More AoE, more crowd control, and a lot of damage if you can get the resets. It's everything we were talking about that could be used in game 2.
I guess we'll see. Valir has that in it
Yeah.
as value, but
But
if they're looking for burst,
the problem with the Valir is you can't really catch up to... If you want to burst down the backliner, then you have
Exactly.
nothing to offer. And this is
Exactly.
something that they can offer here with the Jetian. Jetian, I'm sorry. How do you pronounce it? Jetian.
Tien? Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You know more than me.
Whoa, that's true. I like it, man. I was saying I wanted more crowd control, and they really quadrupled down. Everyone except for Eman can quote-unquote engage or disengage for Bigatron. I like that. I think Onic are going to struggle to really pick and choose the fights that they want, and Bigatron can pick and choose whenever they feel like it.
so it sounds like your BTR for the 3rd game, just from
Yeah.
drafts.
I think so.
What about you, Sheffin?
At least Sans gets his heroes right now.
Okay, and with that being said, we're gonna throw it over to the casters to walk you through game number 3 in the grand finals.
Bigatron have their troops surrounding the velodrome, and the coup d'etat is still underway. A revolt by the red robots. The uprising of the machines to finally topple down the dynasty Onic has built from season after season, and they are one away from match point. And now we will go to this match. It's game 3. Onic against Bigatron by Vitality.
The Sky Kings have been dragged down by Bigatron. And now it's Onic who are down in the dumps. They're the ones pushed onto a wall. Inside of the castle walls here in the Velodrome.
And let's see from the draft, there was a blue. Oh, the damage.
Yep, this is why I was a bit on the fence on the S17 pick. I thought oh, wait a second, Voss! Son's taking a bit too many turret shots there. That is horrible.
Yep, and burnt the Purify as well for that extra movement speed. So I don't think that's a slight equalizer for Bigatron by Vitality. But we did talk about the draft alongside Coach Aldo in the stands.
Oh, this is a great reset on the recall.
Yeah, very, very nice. Emblems by you, agility for the Terizla. Pull yourself together for the Chutian, so you have extra Purify.
Oh.
Lutfi. Frozen.
Yep, there's a bit more poke onto Lutpi. Shogun. Whoa, I don't think so, brother. He wants to go in, but he knows better than to go in. Keyboy's gonna go up. Can't risk getting a few hits on Shogun though, because the whole team will show up.
But the audacity to pick up the Arlet.
Oh, nice take by Keyboy.
Yep.
Took it away. The level 4 right now. That's gonna be good damage on a Keyboy, but Finn just respects it. Flickers out of the way, and Nile dodges.
So far, it's looking very, very, very good for Bigatron. They have the chain CC set up as well. Extra stacks for the Arlet to play when you have an Akai. And you have good disengage when Onic wants to clump up like this.
Uh-oh, Sans don't purify. He's gonna get pulled down. Fury of the Phoenix, and that's the final slash on Lutpi. Bigatron winning all in. Keyboy gonna be taken very low. Shogun's still there. Penalty zone, but Kyrie is able to get the neutral objective, but that's Lutpi having to flicker out. It's a kill for a neutral objective in the end.
They were looking for a re-engage because Kyrie was close by.
Oh, good take by Kelra.
SOD for that extra bit of gold. The gold crowd goes for him, but Command will be okay with that. He's gonna re-farm again as the waves do collide. But the problem now for Onic is obviously gonna be the range. If they can look for a good set, either from Terizla, either from a Keyboy Raging Sandstorm, then that's gonna be very good. And that is why, part of it, I think, why Bigatron picked up the Chutian, so that they have some sort of, I'd say, disturbance when Onic wants to go all in. Because of the lack of the range, then they have to bank on the team fight. And that's why the Akai is super good too. The reason, like, mind you, they picked this up in the first phase, knowing full well how Onic really wants to approach the game. You have a disengage somehow with the heavy spin, a pin down two. Oh, get on the zone.
Yep, quick around from Moreno. Just a clean little getaway. But that is a great resource. Shogun, though. Into those big hits onto the turret. Keyboy might be going for the 1v1. Your Raging Sandstorm locks him down. Moreno Sokolil. Actually, a bit of an assist there by the Baksha, so never mind.
Yeah, Keyboy so confident. And he knows the damage the lead can deal. Take a look at the audience prediction here. A slight shift of 1%.
Uh-oh.
Mondo in the back, yanked.
Yep. Oh, great read by Kyrie! Onto the BMI. The Purify out, though, with the Blazing Duet. Another resource spent. Another resource baited out.
He timed the crash to the BMI. He's able to get the crash. However, a Purify burnt with the Blazing Duet is enough for Aman to stay safe. Bigatron by Vitality. They can force these fights if they want to, especially with the early game damage that they have. The Chutian stings very much so. 7 seconds to the turtle. We haven't really seen a neutral objective contest, but if Bigatron want to play the long game, if they really want to disengage, then I think that heavy spin will play a huge part, scampering Onic and just disintegrating their formation. Kyrie completes the Curse Helmet, and Keyboy up top is battling it out with Finn and Shogun. Mind you, he has the Fatal Links, and Shogun will come close.
Good poke by Shogun. Penalty zone, flicker out from Shogun. Now the heavy spin onto Lutpi. That's a big resource spent already, and I don't think that's the right move for Bigatron. They were baited into that skirmish.
Yep, a flicker for a heavy spin. One of the most important ults you can have so far in the neutral objective, and Kyrie will try to take this And it is free, but maybe Bigatron say
So,
something.
He tries to go in, Fear the Phoenix locks him down now. Shogun goes in, into Sans, comes to Beacon already down as Niles there, gonna be taken out as the SOD doesn't land, but now it's gonna crash onto Shogun. No flicker already, gets the stuns, get the resets. Moreno coming in, but Shogun, oh god, disintegrating in the face of Onyx trio.
There is a lot of damage coming in from Lutpi there. 2 kills for him.
That was a gamble.
And he carried that fight. Yeah, a gamble indeed for Bigatron. If they can get something out of that neutral objective take from Onic, maybe they can get a trade. But they did not, and they had to pay that price. Turtle goes for Onic, a structure up top too, before that cannon minion gets taken down. So at least no farm for Shogun. The cannon minion so far, Iman. Oh, eating up damage there. And Keyboy can just stand there menacingly, especially when you have the healing.
Oh god.
Kyrie gets it, right?
Yeah, Kyrie's just been gapping Nile on these red trees.
Uh-oh.
Shogun, this is not a good place to be in. He's able to dodge from the first few shots. The penalty zone locked in with the shield unity, but Shogun now has the resets. It's going to be the constant reset onto Lippy with Nile on the heavy spin, but is it enough to take him down? Moreno rotating as well. Kelra with the SOD and Sans is right there with Kelra. Oh my goodness, Onic. They're angry.
Beautiful set there coming in with the penalty zone. It looked like Bigatron had a chance to flip the script, especially when you have constant resets. Oh, Finn gets the orange buff. So that's going to be a slight win. You can see Shogun just bobbing and weaving his way with the vengeance in and out. And he tried to buy some time, but that SOD landing, I think, is one of the main points as well. And Tower gets himself a kill. Eman has to TP back. Item build, War Axe for the Terizla, survivability. And Corrosion Side for item build for Calra. You would see sometimes he goes DHS. Notice the tanky lineup. I think it's manageable now for Bigatron by Vitality. Sans almost gets himself pinned down. And Bigatron has the damage to outright kill members that get pinned down with the heavy spin. Now though, how will Nile use that heavy spin?
How will they use the combos, man? Because right now we've seen, I think, a glimpse of the combo, but they haven't utilized it in the neutral objective pin. With a jump on Lutfi. He's gonna go for the perfect match as Keyboy goes on Eman, getting up a good few more poke. Fatal links coming down as they go all in, even with the heavy spin. God dang.
To go back, it's gonna be a death to Lutfi. Onyx, will they stay right here and contest the turtle?
Perfect match, and the Raging Sandstorm baited out as now gets in the knockup. Shogun gets the kill, Kyrie with the shield unity. A man advantage for Bigatron as they go in as the SOD lands in the back line, but I don't think Calra will take it just now. Kyrie, help away, Nile gets out. Fury the Phoenix coming out as Eman is gonna go over the damage again as Kyrie is gonna get chain CC for Eman. He gets a free hit. Shogun with a final slash. The Spear of Misery doesn't pin Eman down onto Moreno, but it certainly picks Eman back up. It's a Purify though, baited out, and now Bigatron decide to disengage.
And it's a Flying Clouds too. Lutpi was close to rotating and maybe assisting the remaining members of Onic. They were looking for a re-engage, but Bigatron, discipline is the name of the game for them throughout the playoffs. Super clean disengage coming in. Oracle for Shogun, survivability, extra healing, golden stock completed too. And now they have to be privy where Finn is. Look at Nile. Calra has to be careful.
He's gonna go for the pin.
Oh no!
Wow. What a read by Nile, straight into the god in the gold lane.
Calra gets taken down.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you'll pay for your sins, Nile. Or maybe you won't. Wait a second, the whole team's right here. Nile gets away with the jump in. Kyrie. Shield unity body blocked by Shogun, and he has the vengeance still. The final slash lands onto us now. The whole team comes crashing down on him. Keyboy all alone, thrown back again. The fatal link by Finn drags him into the shots from Eman,
sending him to his demise. And Onic, they're still trying to bait something out of this. Other resources are a big time of vitality. Kelra, will he take it?
The god is back, but he doesn't have a Purify. There's no way he takes that.
Yeah, and Moreno still has the Fury of the Phoenix as well. So that is wise from him. Queen's Wings for Lutfi. And Bigatron by Vitality. So far, so clean. But they're not out of the woods just yet. They can still take a look at the Moskov that really waits to scale to the late game. Looking for the Golden Staff after a completed DHS and Corrosion side. He's going to play the far lanes. Bigatron needs to answer this when it comes a pesky entity late game later on. But still, Onic, he cannot clump up. There's going to be 2 ultimates waiting for them if they stick together. That's how they kind of want to play too. That Fury of the Phoenix will be very, very scary, and then you have the Fatal Links. So now look, Bigatron, let's see what they can do.
The way they're playing, you'd think that Bigatron are the ones with a lead. They're the ones controlling the map, pushing the tempo, and making proactive moves on the map.
Yep. It's a 2k gold lead down to a 1.9k. But it's Bigatron looking for these flank angles. Look at where Finn is. He holds that tri-bush. And Keyboy too, trying to open up the map. They are yet to take the structure up top. And so far, Onic are the ones to pull the trigger. Now will always have that escape button. So I think Onic needs to wait for Bigatron to bait their resources, get those spells, get those big ultimates, and then they can advance forward. Because there's so much that Kyrie can do. He's only there to possibly tank for the team and then catch someone. With the Passants as well, you have that anti-regen, but you still need the Chusin to hit, the Terizla, the Moskov. And this lack of range is a bit worrying for Bigatron, for Onic, because they can't really commit to a scenario where they're able to make Bigatron expend those resources.
In the gold lane, though, I want to see the gold lane rankings, or the gold standings. And it is still Mr. Kelra who's number 1, man.
Yep.
How far ahead is he? 500 gold around. Yeah. So not too much, but okay, there you go. I was about to say, Swift Trinity for both completed.
It's almost like a situation we see in game number 3. Rather, in game number 2, sorry, but that first match will save him. And now Bigatron reset. The next one on the menu is obviously the Lord. Bigatron can clump, if Bigatron can just converge around this Lord, force Onic to a mistake to get their spells out, to get their ultimates out, they can then come in. Because you have 2 layers to this. The Heavy Spin, Fear the Phoenix, and even the Fatal Links if it connects. So Bigatron, they have to play this closely.
Really good pogo! Wait, the Fatal Links, everything thrown at Keyboy. Flicker in the Raging Sandstorm for just the Fatal Links. Shogun! Final slash lands on Look P, gets a massive penalty zone as the SOD lands as well with the Fear of the Phoenix. Rocks him down for just a bit. Look P able to escape for now as Keyboy jumps in, but that's going to the Heavy Spin to pull Kelra away from the fight. Kyrie isolated now, the pin down as well, and no one dies in that skirmish.
Ooh, that was so close.
Wow.
The Fatal Links to make sure that Onic are down 1 tank, and they go in. But Shogun with the final slash almost made it possible. Turns out Sandville is safe. And Bigatron, they want to start this fight. It's a flying cloud map, so they can respond fastly with this rotation.
Realize, look at Finn. He knows his ult is going to be up. He knows there are no purifies. Eyes on Finn. If he can get a massive Fatal Links, that could be the end of the game.
It could be.
It's up, it's up.
It's going to be up. The Fatal Links is what he will try to fish for.
There we go. Lippy already there. Moreno with the flicker out. Lippy. Oh no. He's all alone, and Bigatron know it. No way home. They're going to go on to him right now as Finn waits for the timing. Heavy spin on the sides. He's going to get taken out! Completely out by the Panda! Lippy next to the chopping block as Shogun jumps in and Finn in the back line. Going to go for the big play. It is him zoning the boys as Kyrie gets locked out. And Mom to the Blazing Duet. It's the Fatal Links on 1, not 5, but it's A-okay as Moreno claims the kill on Keyboy. And Onic have been completely outplayed.
Bigatron by Vitality are on another level. Onic made speechless. Left with nothing to do.
No, it's too far.
It's way too far, but Kelra is hoping to turn something, make something happen out of nothing. The only player to watch everyone die. Let's take a look at the replay. They were able to zone out Lippy. He's isolated. This pin down from Sans is so good. Make sure that Chusin can't move anymore. And you have so many layers in the team fight. That Fear the Phoenix is still available. The Fatal Links has been left unused, and they went in for Kyrie too. The knowledge of rationing the spells, knowing that Onic does not have those purifies, those get out of jail cards, makes Bigatron so flawless in just executing the CCs. So you can always mix and match on which ultimate you want to use first. One thing for sure is that that's going to lead to Onic's demise. Time and time again we have seen.
The robots have made Gila Sans normal.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Ordinary.
0, 3, and 4. When have you seen Sans on this stat before? Number 1, by the way, in KDA. Just earlier we saw those stats.
Cloud stings now, and that Malefic gun will not make Onic do better.
Oh my god, I've been down bait up. He's gonna bait out the Purify. He's baited out the Purify. Now eyes on Fitness. The Blazing Away gets used up with the BMI and the Purify out from Iman. Finn's gonna be looking for it. Lippy with the penalty zone is now the Fear of the Phoenix lands onto 2. It's Iman going for the gun down with about the gun, treading Lippy down. He's trying to survive right now, but the base turret in the top lane is gonna get taken down, and Iman gets a killing spree and a turret in the mid lane. Finn
Oh!
Fatal legs by Finn! Gets Kelra down! Bigatron on the verge of match point. Now it's Keyboy in the back, looking for the clouds to send something to fight back.
Oh my god, Keyboy next to the menu, probably Shogun.
He goes in, wants to go for the stun. Sans caught in the bad spot right now. Final flash! The Purify out by Sans, but it's
Crystal!
broken in the back. Heavy spin and the resets already. Emon
History, by the way. The first trophy to ever be held by Bigatron in MPL ID since Season 1.
Rivers. Boom.
Damn.
Sorry.
By the way, to expand on that point, if you look at the trajectory of the 3 games that we've played so far, Onic is closer and closer to actually getting a W. Would you agree? So if there's a time for them to actually get a W, it's this time, no? At least in the draft, it was a mess in the first game. I don't see them winning that game. Second game, BTR I think had the better answer. Third game, I feel like they could have find a loophole or work around that combo from Kai and all of that. And they did for a few minutes in the early game. They just lost track. They lost the plot.
That's where it gets scary here, because for Bigatron, they have to make sure that they don't get the pressure of like being so close to achieving their goal get to them. And they also have to be careful not to be read out by Onic, right? Because Onic is constantly adapting. As we take a look at the drafts right here, Atlas.
They've taken heavy measures.
They might take
from game
Arlet
4.
here. They might take Arlet and then secure an Akai later on in Red 3, if it's possible. But I think Claude is still going to be the option.
Arlet Claude.
There's still a Paquito, there's still other... Oh, Phobies is also open.
will never be extinguished.
Do they want the
Phobies
focus though
banned.
against, you know,
Oh,
against
Phobies banned?
right.
Okay.
Onic first.
In the relentless flow of
Right,
Yep.
time
the Arlet makes a lot of sense, but now for
Nice call.
Onic,
that breaks the tide.
is that back to the mid lane for them? Oh, Tushin is open. The Khalid is as well, but again, we've seen Keyboy play this hero, what, 3 times at this point?
It's Chushin plus other heroes here.
Do they want to go Moskov again with the Claude matchup?
I almost feel like they had a better time with the Harith, technically. And again, if they want to match Bigatron in the team fights, if they're not confident they can get away from all the card control, double down on it. Because if they have half measures on winning fights, it's not going to be enough, man. Bigatron are so synergized right now.
I feel like there's gonna be something new here. Otherwise, it's gonna be a Jushin Harith. Do you really want to take the Harith here? I feel like they have a better chance with a Moskov at this time.
All right. Well, this is a signature pick for Lukti, right? The Lukti Lapu.
I have been guessing.
Dude, to be fair, he's really good situationally. He's situationally more aware, I think, on the Lapu. I don't know if that's a comfort type of deal, but now that if that's part of the picture, and Onic has a good dive comp coming in, Vitality, do they want more kite ability, or do they want more crowd control to stop the rush coming in from Onic?
It's either a Kai or Guinevere. I think that's the only that makes sense right now.
I like the Kai.
Arlen. I mean, I see a Guinevere angle, but I do agree that going by the trajectory of the matches so far, Akai fits Nile more with the momentum that they have.
Okay, what will it be? Will it be the jungler pick here? Akai again. All right.
Oh
If it
boy.
ain't broke, don't fix it.
Now, the difference is there's no more Atlas for Fit, so you gotta break up his brains on what pick
Badam?
makes sense the most. I always think every time that Fit plays, it's gonna be a Badam, but it's never Badam, bro. I wish there is more Badam.
Kalea. Or
Makes
maybe
sense.
no. Kalea doesn't really work that well here, I think. The sustain's great now, but I think they need something a bit more threatening, you know, more big AoE engage to force the respect out of Onic. Because otherwise, they can just jump onto the Akai.
I think there is none. Aside from Atlas, no? Or you want to go crazy like Valorant? Like,
Coach Aldo
Ask my
thinks
fist.
there's some potential. And fun fact, us casters played a five-man rank game and we struggled against a Belric. So hey,
we just suck.
but there's not a lot of dive from Onic for it to have value.
I think
is there not? Technically, these are 3 potentially divey characters on Onic.
I think Kalea makes the most sense, but the combo will definitely not be there. It's more like a sustain kind of Kalea. You have the heals, you have utility jumblers.
Yes.
It fits well with the Arlet and the Kai. You want to sustain as much as possible, but I don't think they're gonna complement it with a burst in mid lane for Moreno.
Oh,
It's
Nice,
Ando.
man.
Kalia comes to mind for Onic as well, banning that out. And the Cho gets respected, which I find quite interesting.
Do Btr not want to take away, you know, like the Harriet?
I guess they don't care. Whoa. Maybe now that they know that they can, they have so many picks for Moreno, they want to make sure that Finn, right, isn't counted too hard. What do they have in mind though with Cho and the big band?
Yeah, what is this Hilda pick? I can see Cho is more comfort than anything else for Keyboy, but this Hilda pick feels like they're setting up something here, either in the roam or is there a possibility of the Akai? I don't think so.
What, Rome Akai?
I don't think that's.
What, Omawa dubs the vlogging Akai? They can do nothing until level 4?
I don't like that.
This is the problem, man. In your heart of hearts, you have the feeling that like Bigatron could possibly go for it, and that is enough to be confusing. Ban from Onic. There's a counter for the Sushin.
Sand rises when I give
And
the
they took
word.
the lead.
Let's look for Keyboy.
Yeah.
Badang, Gatot,
Hylos. I guess Hylos.
Chip, and Blue.
Ooh, I don't know Chip. I don't know about Chip.
Blue isn't awful, I feel like. It's a bit more difficult to push back away. Can wreak havoc in the midst of a chaos, right?
It can't be like a crazy pick, right, for Keyboy?
Well, but what could...
I don't think there's any set heroes because Kai is on the other side. It's really tough for you to play that kind of game.
It should be called like zoning heroes, control heroes. That's why the Cho and the Hilda is banned out potentially.
So what, like Hylos?
Yeah, I think Hylos makes the most sense. You can't go wrong with the Hylos.
Is this a bit more aggressive though? I feel like Onic might want to have something more aggressive.
Oh, Brody!
What? Nah, I don't like this. You're fishing out on a Kai spin. What the heck?
Championship point.
Are they
by
planning
the way.
on just like going in the gold lane? Going for the dives?
Dude, this is so risky. This is not how Onic plays.
Wait, can Brody purify?
Nah, absolutely not.
What?
If it's a purify, he's killing himself.
That is such a risky pick.
Oh, do they go to... Is the Valir open?
Valir
It
is
is still
open,
open.
yes.
Against Hylos and Frigid, I'm gonna say the Valir shuts everything down. But the Lapu is the concern. But the Lapu can still get to you.
Lapu is the concern, and you don't have any damage to complement bursting on the Brody. And I think that's a big thing. I feel like this is gonna be something like a Ziltia. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, they played safe. They
So
go for Lilia.
DPS approach though.
I hate the Brody pick. I'm sorry.
You hate it with a vengeance? Is this it?
Yeah, with the vengeance of Shogun,
Is this it?
might be.
Mirko is waving the Bigatron jersey. He is convinced.
He's signaling for 0. Let me tell you that.
We're on the precipice of change, ladies and gentlemen. One game away from championship points. We're gonna throw it over to our casters to break this potential final game of MPL ID Season 17.
One final step remains. For years, the Velodrome has only known one ruler. Championship after championship, every road led back to Onic. But tonight, for the first time, that reign trembles. Bigatron stand one victory away from their first trophy in forever. One victory away from completing the coup. One victory away from defying the dynasty.
Still a lot to fight for. 3-0 means nothing if you can't finish the job. It's a best of 7, not a best of 5. The 3-0 lead is great. The advantage is on them. They have no pressure compared to Onic, who have to climb back from this mountain of a lead. But it is not over yet. They gotta stay calm, composed. And right now we are waiting for that final game. For Bigatron, that's definitely what they want to think, the final game. For Onic, they're thinking 4 more games. They're thinking, we're locking in. That Brody pick, though, we have to talk about that. The analysts didn't get to talk to it about it for too much because, you know, obviously it's so sudden. It was last pick. I personally am not a fan of it.
It's a lane bully. But hey, up against an Akai, against a Khalid. So fragile, so susceptible. But the land of Dawn is calling. Can Bigatron rewrite history? It is now or never. This time, it is potentially the last game of Onic against Bigatron by Vitality.
Everything on the line. Can the robots finish the coup? The coup of the greatest empire known in Indonesia, the dynasty that lasted for so long. They must go for the throat if they want to do it here. Kelra already burning the flicker early with an early gank from Finn on the Khalid.
That's a lead. Obviously happening with the mid prio. It doesn't really help that they also have a Lilia to play with it. And Sun, so we're gonna talk about him particularly in this grand finals. Hasn't been the best performance out of him, especially when he is put in picks that are not comfortable. Look at Kelra, receiving a lot of heat. Under the third wheel, he will go. And he will go for the Master Assassin. He knows he wants to win out the lane, that Brody is gonna bully the call to eternity. And even Eman running the Vitality to have extra bit of health, respecting that matchup against the Brody.
He knows that the Brody is picked for one sole reason, and it's to win out lane. It's for Onic to rotate down below and capitalize on this weak side pick. It's something that we haven't seen throughout MPL ID. Well, I mean, we've seen a couple, but like not for Onic, right? Onic, they don't do this. They're not known to play with these, is it safe to say, desperate strategies?
Niche picks. And maybe, just maybe, it screams desperation. Look at Nile.
Look at this.
He's gonna fish for a reaction from Kelra. The flicker burnt.
There's just no chance. No chance to react. Nile! Oh, he pulls Kelra all the way. He's gonna go for the kill. And that's
Kelra?
KCC. Kelra taken out already on the Brody. The strong side Brody. Bigatron. They don't care about the turtle. They don't care about the neutral objective. They instead look towards Kelra. Finn, all in. Great shove by Shogun to disengage for Finn.
Very great usage of the final flash, but they want to go for more, it seems like.
They're gonna get hunted down here, Finn. You can't lock them down. Nile gets the green cap.
A green cap, at least, stabilizes everything as well for Nile. Kelra down bottom. A level down against Eman now, he hits level 4. But you can take a look at how susceptible the Brody is. That Akai was just walking to the turret, and there's nothing Kelra can do about it. Sans will rotate down bottom. Can they get this kill on Finn? I don't think they can. That's a Khalid that has sustainability. Now we ask the question, what is this Brody gonna go for in terms of the build? Is it gonna be all out damage? Because I think that's what he wants to go for, especially when you know it bullies you in the lane, but that death seems like it has stopped a potential catastrophe up against Eman. So Bigatron, they know they can keep things stable for Eman and not let himself be bullied to eternity. I think there's still a chance.
No way.
But for now, look at the gold crab. Kelra will be the one to take it.
That would have been really demoralizing had Eman gotten it, and he already has the lead right now. It's a very small lead, but it's a lead nonetheless. Nile looking for the play, red treat in as well. Oh, he's just gonna walk past. What? Lutpi thrown back again. He's gonna get a lot of those turret shots, and now, oh, bravest fighter. Lutpi, no flicker. Yep, he goes for the stun, but that's the bravest fighter already used up, and Shogun is right there. No heavy spin for the neutral objective that spawns in 15 seconds.
Maybe this time Onic will take this opportunity to possibly look for a collapse onto Eman. He knows that he is being hunted by Onic. And Sam will be there. Good reaction from Finn too. But this will give time and space for Kelra to hit the turret plating. Turtle spawns, and now will they still have that heavy spin? Gold crab acquired by Eman. They'll play in the cycle. Shogun is close by. They don't know that he is there, but Lutpi senses something is wrong, so he will join the fight too. Bravest fighter is up. Let's see who wins this dance.
Whoa.
Final flash.
Did Onic see that? That's a big resource to be burning at the start of the fight. Shogun gonna go in. Glorious pathway sent down by Keyboy. The carpet is laid down. Now gonna go in. That's Keyboy with a lot of safety, as that's a retribution by Kai. And now walks up with a heavy spin, gets used as a turret of memory. Takes Nile very low, but not down just yet. That sounds of the flicker, taking Nile down. Moretto right there. And Onic are alive.
At least that one kill ignites the flame in them. Final slash to Kyrie. That's a tanky Fredrin. Can he get this purple buff? I think he just might. No. Oh, it's Sans. Goes to Sans. So Sans acquires that, and that's gonna help him even more. Let's see if they can take the structure. Sans will try to screen out and deny access to lane for Eman. And now Onic are playing for the Brody slowly but surely. Item-wise, yes, they have to seize completed. A leather jerkin too for extra survivability. Let's take a look at this. That's a adaptive glove. Is he gonna go for Sky Piercer?
It's all in or nothing for the God in the gold lane.
It's a gamble,
It's a
Virgil.
gamble. It's the Brody pick is a gamble. That in itself is already a risk that they were willing to take. So you gotta go all in with the build as well.
Oh no. Let's see if it does something. If it does, then Onic has pulled out a desperation into a silver lining. Thunderbelt for Finn. So now you have extra damage in defense. Keyboy.
Glorious pathway. Keyboy able to get the law in order. Now the final slash. Great dodge by Keyboy. Heavy spin to lock him down. Shogun zoned away. Keyboy stays alive for a bit, but Moreno takes him out of the fight. That's the Gloom doing damage. Now he goes on to Sans. The black shoes away as Sans has to escape. A stun from Lutpi onto 2. But it is just a 1-4-0 for BTR.
The front to back is so good from Bigatron by Vitality. They can just segmentate the team fight in a way that just protects the carries, especially Eman now, the main damage dealer. And it seems like Onic wants to collapse on Shogun.
Yep. That they do. They're going to get the torn apart memory as well. Well, Shogun with a jump all around, but it's not going to be enough for him to survive. Kelra, his first kill in the game. Moreno, no black shoes, has to flicker out. Sans trying to go in. Now Finn with the Raging Sandstorm, lands it on Sans and Keyboy. Kelra still there to look for the damage. Now jumps in with a headbutt. Eman! With a lazy new end, and now the heavy spin. Lutpi comes into the Raven Spider. Now jumps in on the Kelra right now. Finn jumps in the back line and is able to trash him down. That's a kill. Eman right there with the help of Lutpi. He's going to go for the Raging Slashes. And it takes him on down.
Lutpi again, the beacon of hope for Onic. It looked like everything was lost. They took down Eman and Naya. Lutpi still staring at the eyes of death. But Onic, that's what happens when you clump up together. That ultimate from the Khalid, a heavy spin to pin them down. But still, flawless is Onic. In terms of that neutral objective, Kyrie gets all 3. This Brody, yes, it hurts. The Sky Piercer completed. But once a member from Bigatron reaches to him, he has no other option than possibly the skill 2 or a flicker. But the flicker got burnt there, so now this Brody sits in a very tough spot. Again, the chase potential from the Arlet, from the Panda too, from the Akai. Hogan cancels his recall, essentially waiting for Lutpi to overextend. But as of now, it's going to be quiet.
Lutpi senses something fishy, that's for sure. Great read on Lutpi.
2-level lead.
But again, here we have to look at the 3 neutral objectives taken by Onic, a whole structure as well, and there's going to be 2 structures now, but only a 1,000 gold lead for now. Big John doing a good job at playing damage control. Niall Finn sent to clear up top. He goes for the Retribution and denies the turret away as the mid lane looks good for Bigatron. And man, just poking Lutpi down every chance he gets.
The lack of range from Onic kind of punishes them. Finn wants to walk up close. And this Lilia is such a pest to deal with. Wishing Lantern second item. Extra bit of damage too. That's what he really wants. To be able to shred down this high-lows, even this Lapu-Lapu and the Fredrin.
Dang.
Just so immobile when it comes to receiving the glooms and the slows. Items so far, Sky Piercer, like we said, for Kelra, can he farm those stacks? That's the problem. As a Granger, you can hit from afar. You can always try to fish out angles where you are still safe. But for the Brody, you gotta follow the front line, and sometimes you get exposed to a certain degree. So he has to play this carefully. Down bottom, it's Eman. Building up a wave, Lutpi will answer.
Yep. Lutpi has been fantastic this game. Glorious pathway into the mid lane. Moreno just chunked a bit, but that's an ultimate that they have utilized. Finn hiding away. That's onto the Lantern Flare. And a big shot, torn apart memory. Finn! Oh, he gets away bidding on a torn apart memory. Now Keyboy is the one sent to respawn over. Eman gets caught with the damage. The Brave Spider already baited out as he goes for the stun, but heavy spin comes in from Niall. They set their sights onto the purple buff, and Niall's going to be able to secure it. Now the Kai takes it away with a big bonk.
Yep. Fraser's Wrath delivers him that purple buff. But if you take a look at how far back Kelra was playing, he can now only rely on getting those stacks going and then potentially go for the ultimate. Kelra has to be careful. Finn is looking for a flank angle. If they don't detect him, he's going to be toast.
Moreno with the flicker out of the glorious pathway. Shogun with the final slash onto Keyboy right now. Zaman takes the damage, but he purifies out of the stack from the Brody.
The Lord.
Takes him on down. Oh. He's good for Kai. Galra goes for the stun. He goes for the kill. The torn apart memory doesn't land, but it's a flicker in. And the Sky Piercer stack. Moreno in the mid lane, taken down by Sans. As Shogun has been get rid of just one. Now it's Shogun trying to survive. Calra looking for the stacks. Shogun with a stun on Lutpi. The Vengeance still ready, but he has to escape as Lutpi's trying to go in for the chase. Giving him goes in for the Bravest Spider. That's the final slash, and it's a kill over to Lutpi.
They were trying to give him the Sky Piercer stack, but still a kill is gonna be valuable. Plus the Lord too. 3 members fall down. Onic finally with a winning team fight. Bigatron shook by the potential of this composition. Lutpi goes to the second item, chastise. He knows this Cloud will sting, this Cloud will hurt, and he wants that HP regen. Kyrie up in that bush, possibly looking for someone coming. Swift Trinity completed by Eman. But the front to back from Bigatron is still so good, and if they want to play all in with the collapse, that is still an option too. This Lilia, someone needs to do something about it to reach it from afar. That has been Lutpi in some cases. That's why the Hylos helps them pathway to the team fight. Now they want to crack open some structures down bottom. Still being worked on. Bigatron doing a fantastic job of just trying to hold and pulling the trigger first.
This is the advantage though when you have a Brody on your team and you played for him, right? Strong side, playing to the gold lane. I thought Bigatron with that early gank on the Akai, they would have already dealt with Brody. But it's Kelra on the Brody, not just an ordinary Brody.
Yep.
Even now, they're sieging the turrets like it's nothing. They're just playing around this Brody to take those turrets, structures. Bigatron gonna have to scale, and Onic have the mid game. This is the time where they are strongest.
The gold lead is still in the hands of Kelra though.
And Lutpi.
And Lutpi too.
Oh my god, that's almost a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah, look at the eye.
Lutpi.
Lutpi has been so strong. Even the Winner Nature completed for the Brody, plus that Malefic gun, because he knows he has to hit from afar, almost like an artillery mage to a certain extent. But the Sonics, hopeful they are. Can Bigatron shatter that? Now it's all quiet, waiting for the next objective to go, because it has always been about the big team fight. And if they can give Eman time and space to deal damage and dive, because this Brody is going to be a victim of that too. With that skill too, if you ration it right, you can cancel that. Replacing Duet, potentially it can happen. But Kelra needs to be super careful. 20 seconds to the next Lord. And we have seen Finn multiple times looking for a flank angle. Just surprising Onic, hitting them from under. So far, Onic, they stand very tactile together as a unit. And the sieges, if they do get the Lord, it's going to be very good for Onic.
Finn's clearing the wave up top, and Man is holding this position as well. Lutpi's done good.
They have dibs.
Wave in the bottom lane, cleared out. It's going to be a slow push for Onic, pushing towards Bigatron.
Now they want to dance against the Lord too. Bigatron, will they be content of ending Onic like this? Because I know they have that power. Kyrie hits level 15 already. Nile with a heavy spin. Is it going to be the pin down? Is it going to be what scatters Onic's formation? Because they have to keep it compact.
Eman.
Brody cannot take damage, cannot die. And Eman, the BMI, a bit too close for comfort. The Lord, it is now or never.
Finn is into the bottom lane. He's gonna go for it as well. They're gonna go for it straight up as Lutpi's gonna get chain CC'd now as they're gonna burst him down straight up. Oh, Lutpi! How did he survive that? Oh my goodness! What a clutch revitalize! Making Sandstorm on Sans. They're able to cut away, and now it's Onic's turn. Keller with a jump onto Finn. Finn with a flicker in forward as the rest of the team tries to kite back as Eman does damage on a Kai, but a big bomb comes in. And that's a kill over. Torn apart memory coming out as Kelra gets a double. Shogun gets the kill on Sans. And now it's Lutpi shooing Bigatron members away, and they have Kelra on 30 stacks.
And now they will siege onto the base of Bigatron by Vitality. 20 seconds for Nile and Moreno, 15 for Finn. What are they gonna look for? The final slash misses, but at least it clears out the wave. The minions, Eman pops with a nature.
That with a nature was almost too early. The torn apart memory landed. Finn is up. Eman's gonna go for it. They're gonna go for the base straight up right now. So Blazing Ring gets used up, and Eman's gonna get taken very low and down by the Kai Fredrin. Finn with the Raging Sandstorm. Moreno back up. That's Finn still alive somehow.
But still, a potential final game once again. We're still at championship points. not just match point, but championship point as we get into the drafts.
Dangerous grass,
For
could it be?
game number 5, Arashi predicts Dangerous Grass,
Oh, close.
but it will be expanding rivers.
Get your boat shoes on. We are getting in the river. Fast rotations here. If Onic double down on the early game approach, this could be dangerous. But hey, Bigatron first pick. It's a bit of a curveball. Onic needs to be careful about this one.
I just want to say the game has been amazing, but for my own enjoyment, I would like to not see another utility jungler.
Why?
Because...
Shout out KB.
See value in me?
I just like seeing assassins, man.
You should.
All right. Well, if they don't ban the
more fun.
Baksha, it is... If they ban the Baksha, it will indeed be an assassin
What's your
type of
command?
game, but it will not be the case. Baksha for Bigatron? Is this something
Gee,
that
I
Onic
wonder.
are trying to bait them into?
Yeah, you know what? The fact that Onic is letting go of it is pretty sus as well, but I think Penny at this point is a bit more valuable than the Baksha.
Uh-huh.
And we haven't seen a Kai on Kyrie. The last time I believe I remember him on a Kai, he got a 4-man pin. And I dubbed him as the best player in the world at the time.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
It was
The
it
best
wasn't like
player
he
in
was-
the word. In the word.
Oh,
not
the
the
word. Word?
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
Word, girl.
Word. Okay. The word is the bird. Let's take a look at the first 2 picks. The Claude makes a lot of sense. Is there gonna be a curveball though? No, it's new shit. Will they pick the Lapu away from Ludwig? That's a big question too.
I'm not sure.
Don't they want to pick their jungler first?
I
Like,
think
do you think Ludwig will be red 3?
it's just gonna be a Harith even. Just like usual. As per usual for Bigatron Alpha or Bigatron by Vitality.
Could
Back
be.
to basics.
If they don't want to stray away from what made them strong in the first place, that is picking the simple ones.
I am vengeance.
But it's not gonna be Harith.
incarnate.
You know what? I like the Moskov more than the Harith.
The mount.
Because the funny thing is, yesterday in the lower bracket finals, the team to pick up the Harris was actually the team to lose against the Claude. So maybe there's more, what, playability or just survivability with the Moskov? I don't understand why the Harris has been, you know, losing a lot.
I guess there's self-peel for the Moscow. That's something
Yeah.
that the other marksmen don't really have.
I mean-
you can push someone back, that's already a big deal. You can reposition once
Like the
with your
crimson
skill,
lightning.
second, 2 times with the battle spell, 3rd time with the Spear of Destruction. So maybe that's the reason.
I think it's also because of the fact that Harith is only 1 cycle kind of dude. Once the Man Force is out, then you are cooked. Trust me, I'm a Geek fan. I know the best.
Okay.
Interesting.
But it looks like Ludwig's hero will not be contested there in red 3. It's actually going to be the Leomord pick for Kyrie. And now, if BTR wants, they could eliminate that out.
Ask my
But they
fist.
banned the Soul
Is
first,
banning.
even though the Atlas is gone.
By the way, it's not just the Lapu, even though I think he's more dangerous than that hero. But the Yuzhong is also a Ludwig's signature back then. And Onic really likes to play the Yuzhong against this kind of composition when you have a Yi in the back. And you can play both strong side and weak side for Ludwig.
And it's a lot of crowd control. The Furious Dive and also the Petrifying. 2 layers. The Kalia being banned out here. Once again, despite the fact that both teams were kind of EXP-centric in the previous game, the rolling position is where most of the attention is being expended.
Yeah.
Khalid,
Oh, yeah, right around that area.
they don't have a roamer either though, so... But I don't think they... Could they make this one with a Khalid? I think they could for Bigatron, but there's better options for them, so... Banning it wouldn't be bad.
I just want to say that I feel bad for the roamer in this match
Sand
specifically
rises
because
when I give
the
them
series
orders.
is not built for them having finals MVP at all.
No, absolutely not.
It is how it is. It is what it is.
Like you mentioned, the Khalid taken out.
All right.
They are going deep into the roamers as hero pool for both T-Boy and Finn.
Get a roamer here, take away one more option from Finn, and have your time and your choice to pick for a good matchup for your EXP laner, right? Technically, there's flex here as well with this Hylos pick. I didn't believe in it, by the way, seeing the Hylos for Keyboy, but hey, it worked out.
It's just like what I said, I believe, 2 days ago. It's a waiting move, Raji.
Waiting.
Yeah, you just move the king to the side just by 1 step, and you see what the opponent is trying to do.
Okay. It's a probing type of deal.
Yeah.
All right. Is it gonna be a front to back for Bigatron though, or do they wanna be a bit more aggressive? With the Yev and Moskov, it has to be a bit of a front to back.
Yeah.
Against a Leomord high loss, there's not a lot of ways for
Wait.
them to escape from a dive.
Is this Boxia black?
It can be, but
Against a, I think it's gonna be a glue or something, right?
Okay, could work.
Oh, good call. Good call. So it turns out the Yuzhong will be for BTR by Vitality instead of for Onic. I like that. And Shogun, I think he made some plays.
Lapu again.
Oh, this is like the old school TikTok matchup right here. The Yuzhong and Lapu Lapu.
The
Oh,
Lapu into the glue, by the way. He's gonna be healing so much. It's gonna be ridiculous.
So, quick predictions. BTR Onic.
I think it's one of the ones that are actually a
Yeah.
bit more even.
feels the most 50-50 out of all of them, to be honest.
But
can't
I think
decide.
Onic has an edge here though.
For me, I like the E from Moreno.
All right. So one for BTR,
I think my pick would be for Onic.
one for Onic.
But it's
Pure
still very
50-50.
very close.
Still, ladies and gentlemen, we hyped the previous game up, and the fact of the matter is we are still at championship point. Can Onic push through? We're throwing it over to our casters.
When their backs were against the wall, the Kings finally struck back. And for the first time tonight, Onic reminded everyone why dynasties are so hard to kill. But the mission for Bigatron remains unchanged. The resistance is still breathing, and slowly will they occupy the walls of the Velodrome. Championship point still, but this is it. Onic against Bigatron by Vitality.
Here we go. Into the land of dawn, ladies and gentlemen. Onic going for the signature Hylos and Jusin. This is like their bread and butter, dude. In this meta, at least, you know. I like the fact that Cho and the Khalid got banned out. But yeah, Chevin called him, man. This Yuzhong, Lapu Lapu, TikTok, 1v1 type of deal. It's all about mechanics in the XP lane at this point, right? Who's gonna win, the Yuzhong or the Lapu Lapu? In those TikTok edits, Chevin, did the Yuzhong win or the Lapu Lapu win usually?
Waiting for his answer. We can't really hear him, but yeah. The classic matchup. It's all about skill. You know, the players using each hero obviously will win out, but Man will wait. But that's why the Art of Thievery is very good to last hit that Gold Crab. The Glue and the Yev up against the Hylos and the Juice. And the Glue, super good up against the Hylos because like the Hylos will always walk up close first in the team fight, and Glue really wants to stick to the Hylos. But look at that movement coming in. And by you. Yeah, Bully's got the others for both mid laners. And the Bargain Hunter for Aman, because he is going to focus on just farming up a storm. But look at Lyle rolling in.
Yup, this is the classic though. Every time you have a Yuzhong on Bigatron, they're always looking for that shield unity into the Furious Die Petrify gank into the XP. So you gotta be wary of that. Shogun gets level 4 first.
It's the Black Dragon form. And both teams, their XP laners at least, will play between cycles. That famous fighter, Black Dragon form 2. And up top, it's just gonna be another battle, you know, the classic gold lane league side. But here we go, BDF.
Yep, Dragon coming down now onto Kai. Petri as well. Kai gonna be caught in the RWM. Shogun's just taking him out. Onic forced a fight that was just not favorable for them. And now Sans walking up again. Looks like he's gonna be trying to go for the bravest fighter. He still has it. He jumps on the Shogun who doesn't have anything, but now it's gonna be Shogun trying to get the DOT. Gets it in time, but he gets stunned up. And in the end, it's Moreno who gets the kill. And it's Bigatron with a big win early.
It's disastrous for Onic. They were trying to hold on to the turtle. They were trying to get that objective, but everyone was so far away from one another. And now, Bigatron by Vitality, they have an advantage. It goes towards Shogun and Moreno as well. And look at that, Shogun munching on the plates of that bottom side turret. Kyrie, a bit behind, but in terms of level, he is still on par with Nile. And now we will talk about that matchup earlier on. I think Shogun did have some assistance on killing and taking down Lupi. Was Moreno as well with the final Void Crystal. But auto attack. So now Onic, obviously they still have that power. And the Leomord, the Lapu Lapu 2, we knew what happened in the previous game where Lapu of Lupi was able to carry the game just so far.
And this is why I think in the regular season, me and Sheffin particularly did not like Kyrie on the Leomord because it just feels so one-dimensional. It's something that you need to utilize to control neutral objectives, and if you don't, then you're kind of cooked. It's not over yet. Luckily for the Leomord, his power spike lasts all the way to mid-game after you get that ultimate.
Yeah.
But again, when you have Kyrie, usually I think you'd expect something more multi-dimensional, something that can, like the Fredgen. We saw the Fredgen earlier. We saw how good he can be on it. Even the Lancelot, you know, those assassins especially.
Yeah, gonna farm fast as well. I think Leomord, not too bad of a clear, especially with the skill 1, but oh, first item from Mercado. Blood Wings again, movement speed, extra shield, and the damage too. And now again, the turtle. Will Onic be able to defend this? They're gonna play in cycles again. Lutfi is gonna come by. Aman has the SOD to respond to potential 4v5.
That's quite big. Shogun shows up top. Finn's gonna try to go on Lutfi now as he's gonna have to take, I think, a stun from Finn. He's trying to jump in now. Nile as well. Black Dragon Form coming down as Nile's gonna go in, and that's gonna be the art of BM, and Kai mounted on, thrown back. Lutfi going for the damage, but it's just not enough right now as BTR are too tanky. Spear of Misery from Iman. Shogun tearing them apart as the retreat comes through, and Iman's gonna go for the kill on Lutfi.
Lutfi shoved back. It was Iman saving Moreno with that Spear of Misery, and Bigatron by Vitality. They pulverize Onic. The Sky Kings, completely clueless in most of the team fights. They are lost. And the early game from Bigatron arrives in the nick of time.
Realize, I don't know. Last game was so clean because they understood their win conditions so well. Is this a case of Onic just placed on a win condition that is impossible against the Yuzong, or them forcing things? Because, again, it was kind of the same approach. And this time, the glue, Keyboy let go of him. He basically let Finn get on Kai.
Especially up against a Leomord. A Hylos too, that really wants to run towards the enemies. That glue will thrive so much. And now you see Onic on a chokehold with their win conditions. Obviously, it's going to be running down towards Bigatron by Vitality. The Sieve is also very, very fragile. There's a Claude over there. There's a Lapu Lapu as well. We could just run it down towards the Eve. But it seems like it's able to survive because of the peel that Bigatron brings to the table. The Baxia peels pretty well. Shogun can just access the backline so easily. We don't even think about damage. Lupi.
Oh, Shield Unity petrifying the Furious dive into the Dragon now. Pops into Poissons. Onic collapse on him, but I don't even think this is a good idea. The whole team's coming down. If they can survive for just a more. Oh, they do! Fitting with the slam and the pass, and now the Mount Down is asking for the mobilization! Shogun and Nile against the Sky Kings! And they beat them straight up!
Onic collapse again. They're forcing their hand way too early. Moreno against Sans. Will it be a kill?
No, it won't.
No, hold up.
There's a flicker, Moreno! The Maestro stunned up by Lutfi, denied of a kill.
Moreno.
But he dodges Lutfi's blade. One last shot in there. He's gonna go for the mount. And now it's Lutfi baited in by the Maestro. He's able to flick around the safety. Now the glorious pathway coming down as Shogun to be covered lazy to weapon. Shogun is able to turn things around for a bit. And Mine gonna go for the hit 3 hits. Been stunned by the Law and Order. Kyrie on the steed.
Wow, that was so quick. Moreno, fleet footwork showing it again. Just moving around left and right, dodging the blades. And then came in the backup. But it was far too gone. At least they were able to shut down Shogun, but what does it mean? A 5.2k gold lead. Onic, they need to play from behind. At least there is scaling, but only on the Claude. The Leomord really wants to thrive in the mid-game later on. War Axe into the Fury Hammer for that extra bit of damage. But so far, nothing out of the ordinary just yet.
Despite the 5,000 gold lead, despite the position that Bigatron have, yes, better scaling, all that. You can never count the Sky Kings out until they're truly out. Sansa comes in beacon, bring it Finn back. Now it's gonna be Finn Taylor targeted down, but he is able to find a mount on the boy. That's a full damage on Lutfi. Gets the Spear of Misery and an SOD. That's Shogun.
He's gonna fall to Shogun too. Bigatron by Vitality. Turn the pages. And now the castle walls are breached, slowly but surely.
If you're attempting a coup, you have to go for the throat. Eman and Shogun, they did just that. Now it's a 7,000 gold lead for Bigatron, and the dynasty of Onic is on its last legs.
Bigatron has always been the kryptonite for Onic, but tonight they seem so close to reaching out and have a taste on what glory feels like. Onic, will that kryptonite come down and haunt them once more? This Lord is uncontestable, and the resistance lives on. That Lord secured by Bigatron.
Oh God.
They're looking for something. Their Finn very gladly stands tall. That's the glue, mind you. And with this lead, with this potential, there is no way Bigatron can throw this.
Eman's gonna go on the turret. San's putting the light on him. Bigatron's gotta remember, this is still the Sky Kings they're up against. Even now, there's always a chance. The real-time victory rate on the side of Bigatron, 71% to 29%, presented by our official gaming phone, Infinix GT50 Pro. And Bigatron will play it slow.
71%. That is so close to victory.
Oh!
Can they make something happen?
God dang, that piercing damage from Eman's spears. It zoned both the Ks. Kyrie and Kelra, lower to the bottom lane, putting the tier 2 down.
And at this point, that passive becomes a poke, Mirko. If they want to play that front to back, it is so good to poke back Onic without having to expend any valuable resource. That Moskov is going to hit like a truck. They're marching on the base.
The Dragon coming down. The walls are crumbling. Slowly but surely. Look at the piercing damage again. Now going to be lifted up, but he's still able to pop in and turret his Poisons for a bit. Onic defend. Just a base turret taken by Bigatron, as that's the nature for Eman. A big power spike. There is very little magic damage from Onic. One of the ways they could come back in this game was through a miraculous Kelra Kyrie dive, maybe a Lutpi dive, but now with the Wind of Nature, it seems like they have neutralized that threat.
Yep. Still holding on. Chastise for Shogun. What's going to be the win con now for Onic? It's way to tunnel vision, it seems like. Kyrie so far behind. Kelra just caught in a pin down and a potential petrify. You would hope that the quad could get like a blazing duet, a big one too. In favor of turning the fight around for Onic, the Bigatron are so relentless. They can play with the cycles, they can engage, disengage. Black Dragon form, that's a Boxia that's gonna roll into you multiple times. But Onic, they have only one window and one window. Lutpi with the Bravest Fighter, Kyrie with the Phantom Steed, and possibly Kelra will follow suit. But what if that fails? No one's gonna come there to save them. And Bigatron, for the first time in forever, it seems very close. They have a sniff of that silverware. But it's not over until it's over. The Sky Kings, they are battle tested. They have been through hell multiple times. But let's see if Bigatron can bring on the Inferno.
Wave down below, slow pushing. Onic playing it safe in their base with this kind of composition. Trying to just hold on. They don't have good wave clear, but it is all they can do. If they fight outside of the base, they are as good as dead, and that would mean Bigatron is winning out. The face of the man who's been doubted by thousands on your screen, Theo Nile.
Yep, holds his breath deeply. But it's gonna be another siege. Onic can't contest this, like you said. It's gonna be sudden death. It's gonna be sure death if they contest this. They're just caged in their own empire, a crumbling one.
In their own castle walls, in the drome that is known as home. For Onic, we saw that in the TIFO. We saw that confidence from the fans, from the org, from the coaching staff, and from the players. But the Maestro will take the purple buff, conducting the jungle camps of Onic to move for him.
Now look at the believers. The ones that has joined the resistance believe in the movement. And Bigatron by Vitality. It is now or never. The Lord will come marching in. Up top, down bottom, still intact, but they go for the conceal play.
Straight into the bottom lane, gonna go for Kai! He's dead, the Sky King has fallen! The walls are crumbling! The throne is burning! Onic have dealt with the Lord. Don's gonna be poked down by Moreno. No RBM, but the Dragon comes around as the P comes in again. But that's gonna be Eman, piercing him down. That's the mount down as the P goes out! A full fight onto Kelra. With Blazing Duet, able to survive right now. As Sans goes in again. He pulls Shogun back.
Another minute.
But Moreno takes him out. 8 years ago, the Red Robots entered this league with a dream. And for 8 long years,